Greetings, everybody. Good morning, good day, good whatever it might be for you, and welcome back to another live stream. Live stream number 150. Also, now shut up. I begin when I begin. I begin at exactly 1, which it is right now. So, you being hasty is not my problem now. You can be a mod, but you still have no permission to tell me what to do. Now, heyo, Shawnee, how you doing? Heyo, Gyro, how you doing? Jesper, Nick, Nout. Oh. So I had an idea today to distract the cat with like a little toy, like a little springy thing. She turned that into, let me bring that to you every 1 minute and throw it for me, please. So we're gonna have that this stream. Yes, as I said, live stream 150. So I want to show you around the world today. I was thinking sort of let's do it in order. Let's also talk about what is on plan and what we should do and what we probably will never do. But yeah. Also, if you have any questions about anything, just ask them, as always. Yeah, let me just... I want to use shaders, but I don't know if the lag will conquer me. We'll see about that. So, first things first. Yes, let's start at the beginning, I guess. So, for those that have watched from the beginning, this whole place, right, used to be a giant hill. Wait, should I like look for the images of what it used to be? I might be able to find some. Wait, let me quickly check that. Maybe I can show you some screenshots and things. Some back in the day stuff. Okay. So that was the end of 2023 is when we started this world. Originally with some others too in it. Close, I think. Okay, here's the... shit. Okay, let me just scroll to 2023 where we... well, basically we had an SMP before this. Wait, let me get a better shot so you guys can at least see something fun instead of me doing nothing. So, we started with another SMP, another create SMP before we went into this world. But one of the first things that I did on this world was build a steam engine and a little cobble setup and things like that. The pictures of how the area looked like I have later. Wait, let me just do that. So this is the first thing that we did. Yes, beautiful. Beautiful, isn't it? And the funny thing is, those steam engines, so on the middle you see a steam engine, on the right you see a tank, and you see like a little thing that it stands on. That is actually inside of this base. It's in the exact same place as it was built. It's this exact setup with the floor and the thing. Wait, let me... See? I think even the shaft is the same. Yeah, even the shaft comes up and then connects to there. So even that's the same. So yeah, from there on, started building more, of course. Let me see if I can easily scroll through this. No, not really. I'm gonna do this differently. I'm gonna open that. And I'm gonna say... I don't want screenshots in there. I want a application. Images. Okay. Ah, there we go. So let me just resize that real quick to just the image instead of every crap around it. And resize that a bit down. So yeah, that's that. From there on, hey Cappy, how you doing? We started doing some other things. So there was a cobble gen over at the right, or at the left, I should say, which is where our stuff is right now. So That's for now, right now over here. This was just the old cobble gen thing. Scrolling through. Let me check if there are no weird things. Yeah, after that we started design on a new cobble generator, like one of those really fast ones which break blocks. Really laggy, so eventually got replaced with create cobble generators. So after that, I needed a building for it. So yeah, funny thing, as I was saying, or well, as I wasn't saying, these were first here. The building got designed after that, so there was no plan to build the building, which is what it is today, around that. That just came to life, however it came to life. So designing that, and then I need to skip over some images. And wait, I can show you from this image again. Oh, I have a wrong image open. Ah, there we go. So after that, it was on to designing well, there actually is Kenyox in the background. Over on designing the current system, so that is in use. So basically you see a vault here, that thing. That's this giant screenshot. Also, let me move the screenshot down a little bit. I'm not going to take you through everything, but just some fun things that I see in there. I think after this, yeah, this is the first image of the base. So let me just get the same angle in game if I can. Let me quickly sleep. Yeah, you cannot see in game right now, I know. But the terrain and surroundings have changed ever since. Yeah, shaders I think still are the same. So from which angle did we look? From that angle. Let me just make it smaller again and put it in the... So yeah, something like this, maybe a little more like that. Yeah, stuff has changed. Stuff has changed. This used to be one giant forest and a giant mountain up here, which you cannot see anymore nowadays. But there was also no chimney at the beginning, which is fun. But yeah, it was just this little base in the surrounding that it was. And afterwards we built the whole world around it. Or my whole area. The whole world, there's way more in the world. So there's not just this, of course. Fun thing is, I always had a plan for a railway station. So next screenshot, you can see where that's at. One of these boys. Without the window. Without the window on the front. So yeah, after that I started designing these arches. There was no station building for a long while, of course. But yeah, this screenshot is from 24/12. So this is actually the day before Christmas on 2023. We are on the 23rd of February 2025 right now. So that's a little while ago, I'd say. After that, it was trying to get computer craft scripting good and some signal designs and things like that. The turntable version 3, yes, or maybe even an older version. I don't know anymore. I can't be bothered even. Yeah, and then it was. Oh yeah, I redesigned the turntable, and then this was the. I think, which one is it? This one. This one was the screenshot that I took for the thumbnail of the turntable, the new version. And this is actually the thumbnail of the first livestream episodes that came online. So this was when the base was done. So yeah, still the same base after all that time. Let me just jump inside of there. From like this angle or so. These components got added later. These things, but yeah, the rest is still sort of the same. Yeah, and the belt also got added later on top. To use a very... I am going to use a variant that me... Wait, what? A what? A variant? Am I stupid? So, let me just click through some more screenshots here. Weird chest bug at Christmas. Christmas bug. Yes. Track design. Track design. See? Which angle is it taken from? Yes. This angle. Sort of. There. The track design is still the same. Well, there's an extra switch added later on. And I think we have... No, that's also still the same. We did add these 2 tracks and the 3 tracks that you see at the bottom. You cannot see my mouse if I go there. Maybe if I'm in here. Oh yeah, if I'm in here. So the 3 tracks here at the bottom, they go into the depot and the coaling thing. And the rest of the track schedule is still the same. Maybe it got a little bit longer. I don't know. But yeah. And I think I might have removed some things to make it better, or like made the switches a little longer. But overall it's still exactly the same. It's exactly the same thing. Oh, the turntable version 3, I see. Yeah, some pictures. This was actually a picture that I took for the first channel renovation. Sorry, my cat is eating a cable, so let me just remove that cable. Yeah, basically I got like a 3D image of myself inside of the train. Building it in-game. Computer graph system. First I wanted to control the whole yard with a computer graph system. Start of the build of the crane. And this is what it first looked like. So, let me just... This is a screenshot taken from, well, basically here or so. Where the whole station isn't there yet, nothing's there. Just a big flat area. That big flat area was dug with... I think that's, yeah, that's the screenshot after. The giant drill. So we cleared up whole mountains and areas like that. The tallest point, I chopped some off by hand, and then, yeah. That was basically the whole mountain that was there. The long boy is still in our world. So let me jump over there. So the long boy is sitting here right now. There he is. Still the same height. Still the same. Yeah. That's the deer, and it went up to this height, so the mountain went a little bit above this height. Basically, I think the highest point of the mountain was right here, and it was at this height, approximately. You can still see the stone underneath of where, like, the mountain was, and of course with the river it wasn't there. This is all cleared out. This used to be mountain too. So yeah, quite a long stretch of mountain. Yeah, let me just flip through some images until I see something interesting. Building the station. So first arches. And the coaling plant. So let me actually, yeah. Let me quickly go to the station. So of course, the station halls they have, and the layout itself is basically set up so that we have a terminus station. Trains come in. Over there on the inline, which is this one, they can switch over if they need to all of those platform tracks. The middle tracks they cannot go on, except for the middle one. Yeah, except for this one, because that's, well, basically the straight away from this, so yeah. And then they can switch onto there. Rest of the tracks, the train comes in. The train detaches from, or well, the engine detaches from the wagons and gets sent onto the middle track to go into the yard lead, and then to go into the yard itself, where first thing we find is coaling plant. So the crane I have left on for now. I've left on for a little while lately. This was actually one of the first things that was built there. So forget all of the buildings. I think the turntable was there already. But this was one of the first things that we built. Hello, KOFGH, and thank you for the follow. Let me actually get that underneath there. Wait, oops. There we go. That's better. Linked with every railway. Oh, sorry, I disabled the shaders. Ah, shouldn't have done that. I was gonna open the menu. Yes. With every station we have in the world, so far it is linked, yes. So we can go everywhere. I think I have trains set up to every station, yeah. So far, so that's good. Talk to you on SNR. Oh, I see, yes, did. So yeah, that's the coal crane. The coal crane works. It used to be a manual coal crane, or well, redstone powered. I transformed it into a computercraft powered one. It's still based on create components, so it can still work manually. I just want it to always work and rotate and do its thing without somebody being there. So how it works, I will quickly explain. There is a gantry shaft down here. Somebody suggested, by the way, getting like a fake entity in here. So that you don't see that there's a gap. Well, basically, since the computercraft setup I have changed some things, but it's basically a gantry with some redstone signals that either inverse or toggle if this thing can give power through or should move. Power moves through the shaft. Power moves into the middle of the machine, and actually inside of this hut, let me just jump in there. There is a system that receives these. So in the middle, of course, we couldn't have the shaft in the middle because that's where the bearing is. So I put 4 gearboxes around it. Under one of these is a shaft that comes up and links to these. And these are all linked through the middle one and then go up through a series of, well, speedometers, gear shifts and things like that. To go onto a belt, and the belt actually goes all the way up the arm and then into the bucket. So there's a bearing in the middle, as I said. Oh, falling off. There's a bearing in the middle, and that makes it rotate, the crane. So I've now integrated with, or well, a long while ago, I've integrated it with computercraft. So these boys you see here are the red routers and redstone contact. So there's one redstone contact underneath. Currently it's sitting at that point, and that way the computer knows which way the crane itself is orientated. So it basically starts rotating it and then waits till it reaches a certain point. And then also on startup it knows which way it's rotated, so that's really nice. Underneath, on the bucket, or on the crane base, there's also redstone contacts here that determine the position of the various coal docks and things. So these bunkers, for example, are each their own red router and setup. And inside of the boat there's a system where coal can actually get inputted, or input to the bucket arm. So there is a little barrel in it. It can actually get the coal from the boat, lower it into these. These will accept items, and the coal bunkers loaded onto the train. So these actually lower down onto the trains. Probably seen that before, and there is no train coming in right now, so I can't really show. Is there? No, there's no train. So yeah, that's that. Now that we're here, I don't think I have many screenshots of the boat and things. So yeah, of course we build a boat for that too, to make it have sense that it's loading the coal off it into there. Yeah, sort of a coal barge, and I added a little chimney and a hut to it, and now it's a coal boat. Nice thing about this crane, by the way, I can easily set it up so that it can also accept rotations of 90. So I could technically get a coal crane or a coal train underneath and unload that with this crane onto the coal bunkers. Could do all things like that. Easily programmable in the computercraft computer. Then we have the water towers. These just work on detecting if a train has reached a certain station, and then they rotate to give water. Does nothing, just looks nice. That's all. I think we have a train coming in soon. Also, that one swivels into the wall. Never seen that before. Well, we have some ash pits. So, trains arrive. They stop here. They lose their ashes in the ash pits. I don't know if that's... Yeah, I think that's quite realistic. They get water at the same space. I don't know if that's smart, but sure. Get coal, get serviced, and go onto the turntable. And I think I have some more screenshots of that soon. Let me just check if that one train is coming back in. Yeah, that's coming in, so we can soon see that. Meanwhile, let me check through the screenshots again. If we can find some more stuff, maybe. Tunnel portal for a little video. This is the redstone of the crane. So on the right bottom you see that screenshot. That's the redstone for the crane, what it used to be. And the first train in this world. I can actually take you to that, and the crane, of course. So yeah, this is quite a fun screenshot. This is literally what was there. I can so the boat wasn't even there. It is a screenshot taken from this angle, approximately there, a little bit higher maybe, something like that. Yeah, there was basically the station or the hull, and that's it. If you made an engine that shunts in the yard, I do have an engine. I do have a computer graphics script for that, but it isn't finished yet, so it doesn't really work yet. So here the trains come in. Oh, also, yeah, didn't think about that. It's made for long trains, and the water just gets put behind the train. Need to fix that soon. But here you can see what it does. So train drives underneath, and when it aligns on the right space, this one lowers. Inside of the train there's a acceptor, and it actually loads the coal from that barrel, which it got from the crane, onto the train. And once done, goes onto the turntable. And that's how this yard works. The trains flip around and get sorted, which I can show you in a bit. So early on I decided for this rail yard that I wanted multiple types of trains. And in order to run multiple types of trains on like this big station, I needed to know which train was where at what time, how long it was, because of the thing with a coupler. Like, you cannot have random lengths of trains to each set, because it won't line up eventually and it won't work. No, we just started, Gabri. So this engine just turned around. This is the version 5, by the way, so not on YouTube yet. We figured out something new, or well, a Guybrush said something and I was like, why didn't I do that? So he's a very smart man and I'm not. So yeah, we have different types of engines. So we have a medium length, a longer length, and then a small length. And those all get sorted by the turntable. And what I mean by that, also currently there's some trains coming into the station, so that's why we're lagging a bit. That's why we have massive lag spikes. Can those trains please leave again? Thanks. Underneath the turntable there's some redstone. So we've upgraded to the version 5, which requires less redstone. Normally this was way more packed. But this here is our sorting system. So what we do is we have some train observers on different lengths on the turntable, and they block out each other. So this is, I think, the small one. Sorry, no, this is the smallest one. Yeah, small. So if there's only a train on the small one and not on the bigger ones, this signal won't get blocked and this signal can go through. And then as soon as a train is done with setting up, it will basically trigger one of these. So this is these are schedules to send the train to a certain dock. Before, I think I did it a little differently. Yeah, before I used a switch from Steam and Rails. So one of those switch motors that decide which way a train can only go. And I had a wildcard thing with the station name in it and then not the number. So the number was a wildcard because the depot stations are numbered. Problem with that was, as soon as you get the right... Well, it works. I don't know why. I don't know why it did that. But as soon as you get the wildcards in, and it cannot actually... So when it receives the wildcard, it will target a station. Yes, so it will say, I want to go there. When you then force it to another station, which is containing the same name, it says like, well, I've reached it, but I've not reached it. So I'm not gonna toggle the redstone output from the station, and I'm slowly with like 0.0.01 going forward the whole time. So yeah, that didn't work, and I had to change that into this. This has been working ever since. This is working flawlessly. So yeah, this is the medium one, big one. So it works the way, if the small one is only occupied, we have a small engine. If small and medium is occupied, we have a medium engine. If the third one is occupied, we have a big engine. And that's just the information that's given here. So yeah, that's the turntable for you. Let me see. What kinds of screenshots do we have now? So you have some track switches, things. Yeah, sorry, we had our oldest engine. Our first engine. Let me just quickly jump over there. So our oldest engine is still sitting here because I want to build a railway museum eventually. This is our first engine, and it's actually based off the one we had in the SMP, where we had chipped. We didn't have chipped here at first, now we do, so I could accurately remake that first version. Yeah, this is the first engine that we built on there. It's quite ugly if you ask me. But yeah, it was decent for a first one. I later on made a red version of it, not with those boiler thingies, but actually with copycat blocks. And here we have another old version. This was the first version of the small engine, which turned to the BR86 eventually, because I like that more. Sorry, I'm still coughing a bit. And that train drove with, or the medium trains drove with the set of wagons, which is here. This is the first set of wagons that I've had on the server. These are now in the yard, also going to the museum eventually. Yeah, just simple. Basically, I think they're almost the exact same design, or the same design as the old one. But yeah, interior-wise, nothing special. Outside, and kind of weird, but yeah. Eventually we got rid of them, so. Also, why is there... Oh, okay, I should move this somewhere else. I have all kinds of floaty boys here. Let's just keep that. I tried to clear out the world a bit, but yeah, I left some crap here and there. Yes, so that's that. Now, after we had that train, well, these are just some screenshots of the world. Screenshot of the track layout. This was the first section of rail line that was built to Yorick. Actually, no, just, yeah, first section of main line to Yorick. This was when there were still other guys on the server, so that in the middle that you see, that thing. That was somebody else's base, and eventually he built like a huge China area here. It's essentially where the... Let me move that away. It's essentially where our current depot is at. Eventually we decided to split off with them because we had too many active people on the server, causing too much lag, and also the way they played the game was not that modded. Like, some were just doing normal vanilla survival almost. And then making like machinery which would actually lag and do random shit. So, yeah. We had to split off, and me and the guys from CV went their own way. That was just a choice. So yeah, that huge China area, basically it's this piece of rail line that you see on the screenshot from like here. So yeah, we cleared those trees, and later on, of course, after they left, we reset all of their bases and cleared out the whole area. So this was a forest again. Well. All right, from there on, I don't know what happened. More rail line pics. So now after I'm coughing, I'm also sneezing. Signals, signal designs, building more mainline to Yorick. This is actually my steam engine at Beer's base. So I think it will be... Yeah, and here's the train. This was like the train. So the first train. So this is actually a good way to talk more about the rail line with a screenshot. So I'm gonna quickly make that invisible. Because on the map, you might be able to see, we have a giant rail line that goes around the lake. So that's what the other guys also wanted. A big rail line to connect up the stations. So that was made, and I said, well, I don't want them in my station, because then my station doesn't make any sense anymore. Now with like the shunting yard, it's like that close, so I might connect it up eventually, but yeah. Rail line was laid around here, and that screenshot, which you just saw, this one, was near Beer's base. So let me visit that base real quick. Let me go there. So I also want to drive around with some engines around the world and show you some things. So it's basically this stretch of mainline that you just saw. Here's Beer and Koen's base actually, which is the same building as in the season 1. But yeah, I think these towers are new, or the chimneys maybe. Train can go through, and upstairs is like machinery and things. They have a nice storage thing, and they later on added a station to the front. So a little metal station with some bridges going through, which is really nice. Mostly vanilla blocks though. Like that's sort of the only sad thing. Like he loves to build with like a lot of detail, but he never really. I think Bear was already gone when we had Copycats Plus maybe, but I'm not quite sure. So yeah, things like that. Let me scroll through the images a little bit. Oh yeah, that might be a fun thing. So while I fly back to the base, signal gantries and things like that. So after the yard was done, I set up some signal gantries. Oh, that's York's base. We'll get there in a second. Set up some signal gantries and things. Later on, we moved those. So the original one, which you were seeing in the previous screenshot a little bit better, this one, used to be over next to the signal box. So it used to be here. It was sort of to block engines that were crossing along all of these points from going in. But eventually I decided, you know, it doesn't make sense because they're still blocking points. They're on like on here because this bridge can actually lift up. I can show you in a bit. I can show you right now. So this bridge can lift up. I never finished it, so there's no signals in front or behind it. So the trains are gonna fly through it, which is fine for now. But as soon as I hit this button, and I think a train is coming, yeah. The bridge goes up. There's of course phantom rails, so... what I was gonna do to make this work fully, as soon as we have boats, is just have signals here that go to red as soon as or before the bridge is gonna open, and then basically no train can leave from the station, and the same will happen on the other side. Signals will just get blocked. So that's the bridge, or that's one of the two bridges. While we're on the topic of bridges, let me show you the other one. Hello, fish. Yeah, this is also a bridge. This is recently uploaded on my Patreon, so if you want this bridge, you can download it there. Basically, it waits, so it first turns the signals on red for the buses. It waits for one to cross if it's just past that. And then it opens like a bascule bridge, which is quite cool, and that bus will wait for it. So yeah, that's that. Also a bus just crossed through a train. Very nice. And of course it lowers again. These will be automated when I get boats. Don't have boats right now. Reason why I was talking about the signal gantry is because signaling is of course a very important thing in this yard. We have, I think we counted like 200 signals in here or something, or 170, I don't know. Most of them are set up to be chained signals, I would call them. So the ones with, like if you right click it with a wrench, it will check for the next one. And because of the way we signal this, there can never be a collision between engines and trains, and they will always wait either in their station or before the signaling gantry. So this gantry we added later, because I built a new one over at York's base, and yeah. 339 I think it. So yeah, I showed it yesterday's, I think. Yeah, 339 or so in the total area. So there of course are a lot over there and some there. But most are in this section. Like basically all those little marks on the ground are double signals, most of them. And they're all needed. Well, some I guess I could remove, but most are needed really. Most are needed. And reason why we have that many, or why don't we just say as soon as a train is in this section we set all of them to red, is because I still wanted the option to, for example, let this train, let a train from these platforms exit at the same time as one is coming into the middle or there, because they will not interfere. So one can enter while one is going out on this track, for example. And because of that, you need all of those signals to do that. I do need some new shunt signals though. So I do need some shunt signals from here to go up this line or that line. But yeah, or from there into here. Need to add that in the future for sure. And now you saw this screenshot, which is York's base. So let's actually go there. By train, I'd say, to get a proper tour. And one of the trains that goes to York's base is the first express, so the platform 1 express. Also one of the first trains we built ever. Recently upgraded. So the coaches are upgraded. The old ones I just showed were in that yard back there. So the red ones. And to honor the sort of old ones, I built new coaches with the red livery too. Let me quickly check the railway map. Which is fun. Wait, I can show you that real quick. Google Chrome. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, in here you see all of the signals. So all of these green points and red points and things are the signals. Right now a train is coming in to platform 1. I see like the line. So this is actually our express. So that's just in here. This is the express that we will be taking. This is the new coaches. The old engines have been replaced with the new ones since we had extended bogies. I figure we built some new. So yeah, that's that. Let's sit at the middle or something. So recently we got some mod additions. Also, no wait, I'll talk to you on that in a bit. We got some mod additions. So these are the chairs from. These are not from Create. These are from Handcrafted, I think. It's just because they're on an entity thing from Create. So we got some nicer insights. Reason why we lag every time a train enters and leaves is because we have to disassemble all the wagons. So a train comes in, uncouples, or wagons gets disassembled because they're facing that way. And we want to reassemble them from this side, so they're facing the other way. So as soon as an engine hooks up, they can actually hook up. In Steam and Rails, sadly enough, even though the coupler is there, you cannot couple one entity to another if they're facing a different way. So I don't think they can get around that. So we just have to do this, and that creates a bit of lag, especially with the trains with loads of copycats and data and things like that. And the coupling also adds more lag. I must say, it is worse since the update. So, yeah. But they're working on fixing some things. So, we also had some low FPS in this area. They're also working on that. Or, well, I reported the bug. Because apparently signals, couplers and things like that aren't registered properly. which can be really heavy for FPS and things. So sadly enough, it's night. We'll get later, we'll go by train later again. This intersection I cleaned up lately, and the little rail line. I will visit this in a bit, because this was what we did before episode 100. Started on Lower Shepperton, this is called. Basically a little village, little rural village. I think episode 80 or like 70, 60, we got into the oil industry, which we never did anything with anymore after that. We just built a little yard and there's nothing done. We also finished this little bridge and the main line to Yorick. This is the World Express. And yeah, with that we finished some little bridges and things. Here though, we are entering not a bridge. This is the bridge over the giant lake. So a really big bridge built by Yorick. Beautiful bridge. Beautiful bridge. Doesn't open yet, but we're definitely going to fix that. Hey, Wheelboy, how you doing? And after we cross that bridge with our engine, we enter the station of Yorick, which we currently got a red signal for, I think. No, it's green again. The middle one isn't even working. I don't know if we go in from the front or the back. We go in from the front. So this is Yorick's area, or well, Joey joined him later. He was first together with Ab Roosebouw, but they split up again. Yes, loading in all the trains right now, which are here, so it's quite laggy. We just get out of this train soon as we can, and then sleep. Oh yeah, we get put outside of the train with those thingies, the chairs. Which is, well, it is what it is. It is what it is, I suppose. So here we are at Yorick's base. I don't have many screenshots of this. But yeah, big railway station, big railway hall. With 4 platform tracks and 2 other tracks inside. It's a through station with basically a giant loop behind it. So if we follow this, we later on redid this whole area for him. So let me think for a second. Yeah, this station used to be the station and then the factory and the Hollywood Tower of Terror, because we are all from a Minecraft theme park server. Also, Willboy, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Yes, he built a big railway station, and then later on, at first, there was a small shed, this, and 2 tracks behind it. And his station was set up in a way where you would get these tracks, and these would go straight into here, and then with a really tight and small loop there, like that. And that was the station. Well, eventually we set up a plan together to sort of redo this area, to make it a little bit more realistic, as I would like to say it. Also, this train of his is not running, I think, but I'm not sure. To make it a little bit more realistic, this whole area, I started to design a little flyover because I wanted some more bridges and height in the world. Basically, the whole world is built at level 66, I think, all the rail lines, and eventually I decided, like, you know, with the limit and with sort of how smooth you can make hills, we don't need that anymore. So I decided to design the flyover, which I should have had near my own base because it's so damn epic. I love it. And with that, we sort of devised a new setup to expand the world a bit. So let me just... Because my plan was to get more stations over in the west. So I wanted a western line. We had this line, which only went to Ops base, and then with a small loop back. And with these changes happening over here, I thought, you know, what would be better than to expand the railway over that way. And that's what we did. So the really small, tiny entrance to his station, we changed it up with the giant diagonal flyover. The tracks next to that, they go underneath. These are the mainline tracks going into the station, and then the flyover is of course too. Nice thing about the flyover. Let me actually get to there a bit more. Yeah, I'm loading in trains. Is that the expresses, for example, that want to go to his station and come from Beer and Koen, or like that way, can go over the flyover without interfering with any traffic down below. So if there are trains like that one that just went, that want to go to the right here, they don't have to wait for each other. They can go simultaneously, especially if it's coming from my base. One can go under and the other one can go over. The flyover can only reach platforms 1... wait, let me think about that. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, because that's this line. With a switch, they can go over into these lines, and then up to 3 or to 1, and the other lines will be able to go here too. This station and the signaling is set up to have both-way entry, which was quite hard to set up because you basically need to block out these whole sections, but not. But basically, if one wants to depart from this track, for example, you don't want to block out the other ones coming in. So I did some signal gantry design for him and the layout design, and then the layout design in here. Well, I helped with some sketches, but most was done by Yorick himself. This was going to be a big shunting yard where the trains would come in, then a shunter would grab them, pull them up to the siding, and then push them up into one of the factory lines. Things like that, and a little locomotive shed. So that was his plan over here. He has made some small rail line decorations, like signal boxes and things. And this is of course really cool. I am probably going to finish the terraforming here myself soon. Because he isn't doing anything with that anymore. And yeah, we'll see from there. Yeah, about the design. So we made it so that on the right. Wait, no, I should start at the entrance to the station. The main entrance, I should say. So we have over here is the intersection coming in. Mega engine shunt is difficult since you need to couple and couple automatically. Yes, well that was being handled through ComputerCraft. Also, this one wasn't like finished. But it's basically down to you need your rolling stock to be the same length, and then you can like set that up. It's still a lot of work, but so here we have some tracks. Also, this one is also connected, I think. But yeah, it doesn't render in. It will probably render in when I'm here. Yeah, now it is. So here you see that the main line, which is 2 lines everywhere, is 3 lines, which is different. The middle line is for both incoming and outgoing trains. So fast trains or slow trains or whatever. Basically, if we have one train waiting here to go in on this line, we can always use the line next to it. Actually, I think he removed the switch. Yeah, this is just now the... beforehand, this used to be a line where you could wait and the middle was either in or out. Now the middle is basically the only line that goes into the station from this side. And the outer line is just the line going up to the flyover and from the back. So he changed that up later on. There should be a switch here. This was basically set up so that the whole section, if there was a train coming into this section and occupying it, it would block the signals to that section, so it would only send trains to the outer lines. So that. And there are all kinds of things over here set up like that. We have some switches at the back to also make sure that trains can go into every rail line. For example, right over here, this is a really nice setup, I still believe, where the trains come in on the outer line, can switch over here, as soon as a train is in here, nothing can leave from these. And yeah, it can just go roll off through the switch into the first platform or the third. Every platform can be reached from everywhere. And that's the nice part about it, I think. Let me step into this very laggy train. There we go. So yeah, that's that for Yorick's area, I think. The signals in here are set up to... Oh yeah, that's a fun thing, to match the station. So these signals show the... Oh, well, there's a train from the flyover going into platform 1. These signals actually show if certain platforms are occupied, yes or no. And then there's also, I think, one switch that... Oh yeah, one signal that goes into the same platform from both the inner line and the outer line, which is that one. So that's double signaled basically through that and that. Yeah, and these all turn red, of course, when there's a train in that section and you cannot go to a station. But they also turn red as soon as that station platform is occupied, which is nice. These are the standard signals that I designed a long while ago. Just using them everywhere. And now we're traveling back home through the same mainline section as we were on. Past the flyover with our new train. We're getting massive lag spikes. Oh yeah, it's because we're loading and unloading train. So I think we are getting a red because we have to wait for our own express. There should be a signal here, just that hasn't been built. It's here. It's this one basically. So it's waiting for that to clear the next section. And when that's done, we can also enter it. That's basically how the signaling is set up. And again, loads and loads and loads and loads of signals. So I can show you once more. It's this, but then this area, it's simpler, but it still requires lots of stations and signals, especially in the main junctions and over here at the back to get that all to work properly. So yeah, let's follow our train. I can see the smoke billowing through. Again, it's turning night when we're going on to the section past Shepperton. But oh well. So here's the railway bridge, or the tunnel. There's actually a bridge in front of it, which also looks really nice. I'm just gonna jump off over at Shepperton, if I can. No, then I'll probably die. Let me scroll through my screenshots a little more. We had a fun thing. I can show you that before we go on. So, this, yes, the screenshot that you see, that's my train, which was missing all of a sudden. And I was like, where did it go? How is it gone? What did the server do? How? No, it was stolen as a joke. I think the track is still there, so we can visit that real quick. Let me just turn the image off. Let me think which way... Oh, we are waiting for a red signal. Not anymore. I think we have to go on the small express. Or the small train. First, let's roll into the station. Yeah, my train was stolen as a sort of joke. But I could eventually I found out through that railway map that there was like a little section of rail line somewhere in the world where I was like, that's connected to nothing, and there was a train on it, which was my train. So that's how I found it back. And that joke was done over at Poseidon's base. So Poseidon was a player from a long time ago, which hasn't done anything in the recent months. I'd say like only at the start we did something with him sometimes. Let's actually fly there for now. We might catch an engine on our way. Ooh, sorry. Well, there's the goods train. Getting goods from Bear's base. Actually, that the fun thing about the goods train and like the goods all over the world and the setup right now is there are no goods. There are no goods to be moved. Each base is like self-sufficient. We don't have goods for each other. So this is his area where a little rail line comes through. He built a cathedral based on one that he knows from real life, sort of thing. And he's built Denny's Auto Palace. Beautiful, yeah. Building with lightning McQueen. He was gonna build a car shop, I think, or like a car factory. Oh wait, there you saw it. This rail line, which is connected to nothing. This rail line wasn't even here, by the way. So it was just that rail line going there. This rail line was where my train was on, all of a sudden. So they stole it as a joke, and I had to build some tracks to move it all the way back there. Onto the rail line and then into my base again. So yeah. But his base is... I don't know if the music still works. He had music inside. Oh yeah, it still works. Beautiful. Oh, he had multiple speakers, but multiple speakers don't work. Well, through Computercraft you can set things up like that. And it was pretty funny. He had no clue, by the way, how Create Mod worked at all. So also very funny to watch him struggle at that. Yes. Yes. Now from there on, I think it's better to go to Ops Base. Right now, yeah. Some other screenshots of main base. Things like that. Yeah, let me just go continue down the rail line to Ops Place. This section of rail line was built to his base, I think a little later after he started it. I think like everybody helped on this rail line to chop down all the trees and dig the areas out and have like the rails down. Of course, the tracks were placed with my trusty little builder engine, which is amazing. And then here's his base. So it's Gonbouw Castle, or Gonbouw Tower, basically. Yeah, based on the little story we had over on Craft Venture, actually based off like the tower from that. The real life thing is like a restaurant owner in real life who was sort of a meme for us, and they decided, or he decided to build a giant tower and with with like a restaurant inside of it and things like that. So at his base. So underneath here there's some create stuff. And it's also where Joey set up the first kind of his Computercraft automatic crafting system thing. So over here, that was. There are basically computers linking up all the machineries throughout the base and sending items here. I don't think it works anymore, but yeah. On the outside there's also a sheep farm, which I tend to use a lot. It's there. And below there's the train tracks to go to the rest of the world. Let me check real quick if there's an engine coming in, because then we wait for that. No, I don't see. No, I don't see one really. No, okay. Not gonna wait for that. Let me scroll through some more screenshots. We dug up some shit in the nether. Oh wait, let me turn this on. So this was a screenshot when I started adding the glass in the front of the station halls. The storage got added at like February 2024, so like a year ago. Track signals, things like that. Signal box. And the first working train. Or first automatic train. Me exploring, I think. Oh yeah, and then we had a wither skeleton farm. But when those guys moved away, this was all removed. So yeah, things like that. Let me just quickly scroll a little further till we get to the more fun parts again. Oh yeah, here it was the first station hall thingies. Oh yeah, this, that, with the, no. Yes. Okay, we need to get back to base, so let me just go upstairs and use the teleporters, because we do have those. It's these, the waystones, and I can just go back to base. So, another nice addition, which we did a little after that, is the, well, of course, the bridge. Let's see, does that work? Yes, it works. So the bridge was added. Lots of screenshots of that. And I also expanded the land for it. So, yeah, this is just one of the screenshots that was at the beginning. So, like a year ago, the whole area looked like this. And I think that's also when the first short and the video came out. Yeah, basically a giant piece of land and with nothing really there. And I think by now we have set up quite some stuff. So let me try and get sort of the same angle. So it's from here. That building is definitely back there. Heyo, cozy. So, yeah, that's the image that has been there a long while ago. And this is what it is right now. Well, more of this. See the difference? Just a little bit. This is... wait, is this exactly a year ago? No, it's a little bit less than a year ago. 4 days. 4 days more. Or sorry, 4 more days than a year. That's the difference. So the road was already there, you see? And the building. There was no chimney to the main building yet. And the signal box was there. So yeah. This, oh yeah, this I will show you. This was the start of something new. Because, of course, to decorate everything in the world, I needed some zinc. And, well, maybe you can already sort of see what it's based on, but this building is that. Yes. This is how some of my designs start. I design with, or I start designing sort of the create stuff inside of it and then the factory around it. So yeah, let's show the zinc factory real quick. So what we did is we built a zinc factory eventually. I wanted some buildings on the other side of the water too, to decorate the place more. This is just a bug. These are filled in, don't worry. Yeah, separate steam engine is in here. There's a pipeline of lava and also some pumps going through under the river over to the main base. There's a giant reservoir underneath. A endless lava pool, I'd say. And this is the zinc farm. Oh, did I just throw something into... No, right? No, I don't think I did. This is the zinc farm. It basically changes cobblestone into zinc. By splitting it up, it's making deep slate here. It's making gravel, sand to smelt into scoria. And eventually making azurine. And then the azurine is crushed to get zinc nuggets, raw zinc, iron nuggets and things like that. Nice thing about this was that we had a car set up, or have set up a car. Also, this is also unloaded from copycats. Yeah, this whole chunk and that chunk. I don't know why. It's loaded in weirdly. There's the car. So the car goes from the depot at the main base, over the railroad barriers to this part. Basically, it takes cobble on the way forward. So right now it's filled with cobble. It should be. It should. Oh, yeah, it's filled with cobble. And then it parks in here. And then it will replace the cobble with all kinds of goods that go to the main base to first fill up the stacks. Nice thing about this, it also gave gunpowder. So yeah, that's with that. So this was exactly a year ago then? Well, yes, exactly a year ago. Hey GFL, how you doing? So the zinc farm was built exactly a year ago. There was no chimney on that yet. Even. So I built a chimney after the zinc farm, I think. Let me just quickly scroll through my screenshots. Yeah, the first time when there was a chimney on that... Well, I don't know. We're gonna visit another thing. Which is back here. So, after the zinc farm, we started working on a coal mine. Or, well, which we then still thought was going to be the coal mine. This building. I saw a screenshot over on Simulails or Create of somebody building a coal mine, and it looked so epic that I also wanted to do something like it. Apparently, later on, I found out that person used the inspiration from Red Dead Redemption, because it's exactly that building, apparently. I added some windows and small things to it, but yeah. This was basically when the slices were there. Also, this train goes to up, so that's the one I wanted to take. Yeah. Yeah, this was originally supposed to be a coal mine, so I would have some coal cars and doing things in here. Some trains coming in here with wood to smelt into charcoal and then taking it away. But it didn't turn out like that. Because we built another coal mine later, which will be the coal mine once we get it working. And I've always said this is either the abandoned mine or the gold mine. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what we do with that. But yeah. It was just one of those side projects to sort of defocus from the main area and do something different. I still like the build style a lot, by the way. It still looks beautiful. Just not the area around it, and we need to finish it, of course. Also, one of the first roofs where I used the layers, the half layers. Which is quite neat. Looks quite good. Was kind of a hassle to do and kind of a lot of work. So, yeah. Eventually I did it more, and everything is a lot of work, so... That's that. So here's a screenshot of when I was first designing that. Some more building screenshots. And here is the fun. Here is the fun part. So, let me turn this off. Let me fly over here. Because quite early on, I started thinking about, well, the station needs a big station building. And I had a station building laying around from some other projects that I did. From some other survival worlds. And it was this building, so based on Antwerp Central. It had no copycat bytes and anything in that, so yes. You can already see it was quite big, but I don't think it's as big as the one we have right now. It's a little wider, so a little fatter, but not as wide. So it wasn't really that useful. But this was planned, or this screenshot was taken on the 8th of March 2024, so almost a year ago. Those could have been my plans if I didn't choose otherwise. This is York's base, the zinc farm. This is from Kenyox's base, Bear's base, Nout's base. Yeah, actually, now that we see a screenshot of Nout's base, let's go there. So out of the old people, or well, out of the original people that were there, Nout is one of the ones that joined a little bit later. He was always in the friend group, but he just didn't have time for it, I think. And that's actually still sometimes on the server. He did do a lot of upgrading to his base lately, and also started doing stuff with engines and things like that, so that's cool. He basically chose to build on a little island, which was here, to build a giant biodiesel farm. Yeah. Really big base, looks really epic, looks really cool. Oh, I think he added this later on. Yeah, I think this is new. This part. yeah, it's just started up with this, and at first he didn't want to do anything with trains and things, but yeah, I love the piping and the cables and things, even though they're all copycats and it makes more lag, but fine. And he also has a small turntable, and he's setting up train stuff to work. Yeah, he's in the middle of the lake, but there is sort of a small little rail line that we built a few weeks ago, because there were some small islands that connected just right up to his base, and then we could connect it up to the main line there. So yes, that's very nice. So that's Nout's base, and well, inside of his base is just as good. We've of course been there with previous world tours, but storage and then stairs going up. Behind here is like food farms for biodiesel stuff. The cooking pots are in here, I think, to make the diesel, and then he has giant generators within those within these, and there's also some farms inside of these silos. So yeah, all really nice stuff. And yeah, nicely decorated, of course, just as in real life, inside of a well, so everything that spills out of the silos isn't going into the ocean and things like that. Basically very nice. On the topic of zinc farms, no. Oh, I found one screenshot. Let's go to the main base again. This is where we built the chimney. Chimney to the main base. Let me fly to the main base. Da, 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 da. Ah, can I please fly? I think actually the branch line was done in between, and I made like the videos of that, but I'm not quite sure. Yeah, the chimney to the main base. I think it's one of the bigger chimneys. It's bigger than the zinc farm one. I think it's the biggest. Well, maybe. Actually, now that I see it right now, the depot has a bigger one, I think. But yeah, lots of people, after I built this, lots of people were wondering, how did you build it? It's basically one that gets less slope the more it goes up, so it's sturdier at the bottom and then slopes inwards a bit. All done with layers and slices and things like that. But yeah, overall pretty nice design. I added this building to the site. I placed a chimney here because I already had the ash farm, so for some things I wanted to have ash in here. Basically fire, and then some deployers to place down wood, and some saws or some drills underneath, so that the ash gets crushed and into a box. And the building is at the same time sort of the receiving end of the zinc farm. So yeah, that's that. Let me scroll through. Yes, well, we've already been at York's base, but I still want to show you this. This was the first start of reinventing York's base. So first it was just this, and there was no... like, right now it has the diagonal part to go behind this base. First it was going straight in and then swiftly around it. This is where the branch line started. Ah yeah, this is more York base. So here we added in the line that went behind this base, or like sort of continued behind it, so you could turn around it. So the simple setup. Later on, fun thing, this is actually quite small. Right now it continues for a way longer diagonal, and it's a way wider curve at the back. Oh yeah. This might be a good time to go back to... wait. Which date? 24/3/13. Yes, this might be a good time to go back to Lower Shepperton. I cannot seem to find the image. Should be here somewhere. Am I blind? I think I am. Oh, no, there it is. Yes. So, this image that you see in the screen right now is a fun image because it's at Lower Shepperton. And I will show you where that exactly is in a bit after we take the bus route to there. So from the main station, two buses can take you back and forth to Lower Shepperton. Lower Shepperton is built on the, or well, close to slash on the 0 point of the world, so the spawn. Yes, spawn point of the world. I can almost sleep, but the buses aren't here yet, so it's fine. Also, we like last episode, we finished Baron, and oh, it looks beautiful, I think. Looks so pretty. I will go to your base at the end. Like, there's no train to it yet, but I'll definitely get there. But yeah, I'm sort of going at this in chronological order. Sort of. I'll take the buses right now. Lower Shepperton was built way later, actually. Actually, yeah, maybe we shouldn't go there yet. The image you just saw was sort of what the spawn used to look like while the others were there. So there was a big round building over there, and then the Y was really small. So if I go onto the map right now, there are no remnants left of that, but the Y used to start from here and then turn that way and that way. I made it way bigger so it's more realistic. Here I was building cars, and I think this is the express train. Yes, it is the express train. Shall we take a ride on that? Shall we take a ride on that? Let's check if it's in the station right now. It is not. Let's check if it's coming in. Or where it is in the world right now. Let me check on the railway map real quick. I have one train coming up. Which is probably not the express. I think the express just left. Well, then we can catch it at Beer's base, I think. Let's just follow the rail line for now by flying. We can catch up with it. So the express as route, as set. Oh god, I'm gonna crash into the train. Nope. The express has the route set up so that it takes the bend here. So Lower Shepperton intersection, the intersection I just showed you, goes to the left by the farm, which I'll show you later. Not to the branch line, but instead on the branch, which is actually the main line. Which is funny, like the branch line goes straight there. And the main line goes off. Past the coal gold mine. Underneath the long tunnel towards Kennyux's base. Ooh. Past a little rail section that I built later on. This is all gonna change, by the way. There are plans for this, which I have designed already. We just need to execute them in-game. Then the express takes on this route to go into Bear's base. And there is the express. And it's just leaving. Shit. Well, maybe we can get into the... Oh. The seat at the front here. Oh, it's quite hard. Yes, we got it. Okay, we are not controlling the train. So this is the express. It has been along with us, or actually the coaches have been there since the 16th of March. So they are 11 months old right now, these coaches. I think they're still up to standard. I think they still look pretty nice. They could use some bigger windows, and they could use like the walkways in between the coaches. But overall, they're still really good. They fit in with the height of the new engines quite well. I guess they're a little higher, but not really that noticeable. Like, I want the caps to be somewhat the same height as the rest of the train. Most of the time, this train takes the flyover. We're probably gonna see that it doesn't right now. And now that I'm also looking at this train, yeah, these are the new engines. I built these, I think, 1 month ago, maybe 2 months ago, when we updated the pack and added extended bogies from the old ones that I just showed at the start. And we are gonna take the flyover, which is very cool. Let me just get some better looking views for that. So yeah, this express goes to Bear's Base first. Basically, it's the around the lake train, I guess you could call it. Yeah, and here you can see it go up the incline. Also, we're loading in loads of trains and loads of things, so lots of lag spikes. And I think the hill is quite smooth, so that's really cool. It's a cool thing about that. Then we are over it. Yes, it's a recolor of the green one I have on Patreon. Of course, if you are on Patreon, I guess you can also ask for the red one. I also have that. So if you want it, I can give it there. And it chooses a random platform, and this time it shows platform 1 again. Yeah, just remember me after the stream, okay? So I can upload that. I think, and then I'll just upload it to the Patreon. So then it stops at York Station and goes back to base. Let's just actually jump in the coaches instead of here. We're really heavily zoomed in. So yeah, the controls are still in here, but with some luggage things to fit in designs. Yeah, sure. Sure. Then I hope I'm not looking at that right now and I'm only looking after the stream. Meanwhile, while the train is waiting, I will check some more screenshots. Actually, no, I think I already know. Yep. Oh yeah, I can show you the digger train that we have. I was never really proud of that, but sure. Hello train, are you gonna leave? What are you waiting for? You just have a long waiting time? Okay, let's see. We have green signals. For now. I think it has like a long waiting time and that's it, but... yeah, so here you see the throat, and that's basically, so this part, that's where the bend originally went back in there and around. And we extended it all the way up there to at the intersection. I still have the plans for that actually. Let me try and find those. Oh, I should probably not do that. I have something called Yorick Yard, but I think most screenshots and things are... Hey Spaceboy, how you doing? Actually, that train is not driving. Why? I think my train is stuck. Have I missed anything? Sorry, what? Okay. Well, apparently we are just experiencing a little bug. What is wrong with this train? Why are you waiting so long? Huh? Are we gonna go? So there's the, yeah, the thingy, the driver is like well hidden in here. I don't think I can access it. It's like in here, I think. Oh, actually, no, it's in the tender. No, I don't want to remove the schedule. Yeah, I think it's just bugged or something. Maybe I can actually nudge it forwards a little bit. I think it's like I've had this in the past. There's something weird going on here. with, I think, a bugged signal or something. Basically, one train is holding the other hostage or something like that. Probably there's one train waiting at the bridge. Okay, maybe not. Okay, huh? Well, there are signals anyway, so they still get blocked. I don't believe this one was waiting for that. I don't believe that. It was waiting for it, I think, though. So, can I steal your world eater again if I get on it on in a few? Yeah. Sure, you can always have that if you want. While we're driving back, let's look through some more images. So again, the stupid station idea, and this was a test of a bigger engine. So while we're driving back to the to our area, this was the test of an engine. Make sure you sit inside the train. Yeah, it had some weird because it was so long, and we had like multiple bogies on it. It was really weird in curves, so I'm glad I'm not using that. Let me turn off the images and quickly go in game to look at beautiful houses. So lower Shepperton housing with backyards. I still need to finish this, of course, and I need to work more on these buildings. But yeah, I'll show you that a little bit better in a few seconds. While we are rolling up to our main yard. These two tracks, by the way, are two in tracks. Trains can go in on this one or on that one, so that if they have to wait for another train to leave, they're not blocking the rest of the incoming trains. So yeah, that's that. Meanwhile, this one will chuck into platform 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And will drop us over there. Also, all the curves in this yard are way too tight. I know. I don't like them. But we're dealing with them. We cannot like change everything because there's so many buildings already and so many bridges and infrastructure things. If I will build a new area, I'll definitely design bigger curves and things. But sadly enough, the limit was quite low when we first started. So we upgraded it later on. So yeah, that train took us back. Well, I wanted to show you. Yeah, I can show you one thing. Wait, let me try and start that up. I'm starting Illustrator, so I don't know if that will be nice. To me. Oh, it's quite big. There we go. So this is, for example, the road layout sketch that I made, or the rail layout sketch that I made for York at first. This was like the first change. So to change it from going in there all the way to go in straight off that and around. It was really tight beforehand, as you can see, but eventually we changed it up so that it was more, it was a little better. I can show you, I think, some other stuff. This is the plan behind Shepperton. This is way more recent stuff, by the way, so don't worry, I'll show you later on. But yeah, this is sort of how I go at designing things. I load the screenshots up in Illustrator and just draw things out first, so I know if it will fit, yes or no. And then, of course, I'll sort of mark them out in game first, before I go on, so I know for sure that it fits and that it's the right scale and things like that. So yeah, that's that. Meanwhile, I've lost my screenshots folder. No, I have not. I have lost count where I am. Yeah, the weird articulating train. That was a mess. That was a mess for sure. Wait, I have multiple screenshots open. It was this train, and it articulated around the boiler and the, yeah, weird stuff. So I decided eventually against it. And the fun thing is, eventually, instead of that locomotive, we built the, this boy. Remember me, help me out here. The BR, oh my god. This is the 86, and this is the, I totally forgot which one it is. 41, thank you. See? They know. I don't know, they know. BR41 was built later on and designed at, I think, April or May. No, it's a 41. April or May. Because in real life, over at a Dutch Steam Heritage Railway, they have that engine. And I went there for a visit and I saw it. And I liked it. So yeah. One of the also older engines in our rail yard is this little fella. And you've probably not seen him too much because it's not one that's really in use. But what I do is every time I design new rolling stock. Hey, Quackers. Well, you're late. Yeah, you're like late for the early stuff, but you're not late at all. Like we've just arrived at when I designed the little green shunting engine, which is like still a year ago. This engine was designed quite early on, and it's just used to move rolling stock. Actually, it was first used on the branch line service, but then I later on built a Thomas and used that. And these coaches it was used on, but they eventually got the BR86. So yeah, actually these coaches first had the J2 on their service and then the BR86. So let me look for some more screenshots. Well, these are Craft Venture times again, when we were sort of finishing with that. I made a short with this engine, the green engine. And yeah, here we sort of get into the, let me show these screenshots, into more of like, this is actually the station. So here I got a screenshot of the depot. So the depot was built here. I will show you that in 1 second. And yeah, more like screenshots of the station where it actually looks more finished. Of course, digging more terrain and things, but trains running and the setup. The small green train, you mean like the small shunter right now, that thing. Yeah, I kind of like it. I can definitely build a better version of it right now, I think. Might do that though. I might use it as a shunter. So, after that, we built as first building next to the station and the main workshop and the zinc factory, this boy, the depot, the train depot. That's all. It was all part of my layout plan to have a depot. To have like a 3-track depot or 2-track or something. Basically, trains get serviced onto the turntable and then get stored in the depot for their next service. So we can have sort of a backup of trains. I'm going to show you one thing real quick. Which is also an image. This is the original plan, the original layout plan. So here you see lines coming in. This was all differently planned back then. Signal box, yard leak behind that. Factory line, those lines actually are still there. Passing line is not there, we're not passing anymore. Freight tracks are there. And eventually I had the plan, or at first, to build the loco shed, then the turntable, and then the coaling plant and things from the turntable to go back into service. Locomotive works was there. Right now it's more planned like servicing on one side. Locomotive works is here. And then the actual depot is like here. It's also way more stretch. It's like all the way inside of the mountain. It's like more there. But yeah, that gives you an idea of how it all started, sort of the plan. So yeah, the depot is just a factory shed roof building. Also, hello, Kilinai Wolf Demon. And of course, Quackers, hello to you. I didn't say hello, I think. Just standard factory shed roof thing. With some leaves on it, some windows in it. Some nice details. Fun thing about this, I built a time-lapse. Or I made a time-lapse, which is still over on YouTube. In the time-lapse, you can see that this building was first built wrongly. There was a bug with schematic cannons and schematics where if you place down or if you would set down your schematic, it would look like it was in the right place. When it started building, it would have been shifted over by one block. So in that video, you can actually see that it's building through the tracks. I later on moved it. I think, I'm not sure. I think I destroyed it and rebuilt it. But it might also have been that we decided, you know, this is a bug from the game, so just move it with a world edit one block to the side. We're not cheating in materials, we're not doing anything, we're just saving time because of a bug. Move to local. You changed to move the local works probably had the biggest difference in how the area feels. Yeah, you mean like moving that here. Right? Yeah. Yeah, this has quite an impact. At the same time, it's also blocking me from doing anything else here. So it was a blessing, but at the same time, not really. Like, I could have gotten one back there. Also, eventually, we got a locomotive works here anyway. It's just a roundhouse. I just didn't want to build a roundhouse at first because I wasn't quite sure if we could do it. But since the area got that big, a roundhouse made more sense. For sure. So after that, yeah, more Craft Venture stuff. After the depot, we started designing the... You can already see the track here, you know. Or sorry, here, this track. These two bunts. This building, see, is the locomotive shed. Where we actually build our locomotives in. It's really nicely set up right now with connection to the rest. So this was done on the end of March, actually the last day of March 2024. Let's quickly hop on over to that. Locomotive shed was built here. With a connection on the back for a door. So we have a little walkway, a little crossing to cross over the tracks. We go around the yard lead. Also, hello, Cozy on the server. Oh, sorry, I'm still showing that picture. Yeah, it's here in the yard. We have a little walkway past there. And it's behind the water tower that we have the locomotive shed. It's a big shed. It has like the smoke fence on the roof. It's based on the first one that we built in the Series 1. And that's based on a Marklin HO scale locomotive shed. It is quite a weird shed for such a big yard. It doesn't really make that much sense to have like a singular shed. The roundhouse makes a lot more sense. But at the same time, the story could be that this was built here before a lot of other stuff. It isn't, because I just explained when it was built, but that could be a story. There are some nice features to it, since we can close the doors. These tracks, of course, are the tieless tracks, and they're on girders. So it looks like we can actually access it from below. There are some walkways past here, and we can actually go under the trains and look at them. Editing through these tracks is hard because the hitbox stretches over the whole track. So that's kind of crappy, but it's at least better than it was. So here we have a schematic cannon. Schematic cannon to build our engines for us. And we also have a link with this now, so we can expand on that. These are two very important things. Yes, these are the turntable frequencies. If we have trains with multiple engines, I should say, with multiple bogies, this is frequency 1 and 2. for the sticker that's inside of the train. Without that, parts could get left behind. And turntable could be broken and things like that. You don't want that. So that's why I hang these on the wall. These always need to be in the same order. Those are the holy grail of redstone frequencies. Moving on, moving on, moving on. I think, yeah, after that building was done, actually, wait. This is the thumbnail, by the way, for it. For a time-lapse of it. Yeah, this is more Craftventure stuff, so... Yeah, after that was done, we started working on the branch line. Well, I got some nice screenshots. Actually, just give me a moment. No. The factory, the dock factory wasn't here yet. But I already like made sort of the triangle there. Redstone. I did some new setups. So this was the first system with the switch. It would detect how big the train was and then send it to a certain direction. Craftventure stuff. So let me skip through that. I think these are like millions of screenshots right now from Craftventure. Which was really fun, but we're not after that. In this stream at least. So, here we go. On to... Do you have more schematics of some of your carriages? I can make them. Especially since you are on the Patreon, I suppose. So, just tell me which one you want. I'm fine with that. It's still the wrong screenshot. Why? Hello? Hello? Yeah, that's why. There we go. Better screenshot. Here you see what the plan is for the freight depot things. I'm not going to use the containers. Definitely not. But there will be a gantry crane and I still have to build that. I do have the design ready for it. So, yeah. Oh, the turntable. Yeah. Let me just show you where that gantry crane is going to be. Yeah, thank you so much, of course, to everybody who has donated to the Patreon or subbed on here, of course. It's much appreciated. Also, very useful to keep up the server, which is very good. So yeah, the gantry crane is going to be here. I want cars to stop on the side of the road and then get unloaded onto trains and from trains to cars. A lot of work, a lot of technical stuff, which I will do probably after the lag issues have been semi-resolved, or we can try to solve those. Yes. This is what I was talking about at York's base first. So it used to be like this. And now it's just stretched all the way to there. It looks way better. Yeah, it's just if you have like a special one that you like or anything, just say so. I'm just looking through the screenshots because I'm looking for, well. Here we have it. Here we have something. This was the start of the branch line. And these were the coaches for the branch line that we built in-game. And a quite laggy farm. And here we have a screenshot, maybe it's the thumbnail, or this is the thumbnail, of the first branch line service, which was actually the green engine with the 4 separate little coaches. What is my playtime in the server? I think it has been reset because we moved to another server like halfway through, but I think it's still quite high. My playtime has been 31 days, so do that times 24. Times 2 is 60, is 600 hours, is 900 hours or so in the server. But designing all the buildings is outside of that, of course, because we mostly import them with schematic cannons. And there's probably way more hours in this world. I don't know. So as I was showing the branch line, I think the train just left, which is quite crappy, but we can wait on that for a little bit. Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. Because the branch line video Was actually the video that started off my channel, or like gave a little bit of a blast to my channel. I don't know at how many views it is nowadays. Let me quickly check that. Like the sort of time lapses got like a few hundred, which was cool. But then the branch line video got like 3,000 or so. Basically the turntable before that got 60,000, but it was just an invention, and this was like the actual stuff that I built. So it's currently at 6,200 views. But that might also be because of the short that I have for it. Wait, I can maybe show that or share that quickly. 1 sec. I think I can. And yeah, it's this video. I don't know if the audio is working. Let me just... Ooh. So yeah, you see all of the other things, of course, in here too, but I don't care. Actually, let me cut it off so you just see the video. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. So, I don't know if the audio will work. But yeah. It's a long, long time ago. Okay, I want to stop it there real quick. Look at that. Look at that, right? I'll now show the same area in game. James May investigates Hornby. Yes, I'm watching that series. I've seen the episode coming out right now, today. I'm actually watching that. It's a guilty pleasure right now, okay? So, the Dockyard Factories... Wait, Dockyard Factories weren't there. Baron wasn't there. That one wasn't there. This one wasn't there. The sort of nice things there, not there. Station building, not there. Yes. Yes. Basically that. Well, James May is a really cool guy. At first I was like... because he made like one episode about like trains and things like that. And I was like, is he just trying to get more audience? But no, he's now actually like evolved to be the model train god. So it's really epic. But yeah, let me continue with that video. So yeah, basically not much was done. But these were the first replay mod shots I ever did. Which were smoothly. Also, you see how narrow the thing is, the intersection. We'll just skip through it a bit. Also, this video ended so badly because it just ends with sort of a almost danger sound and then a big shot of the train. Makes no sense at all. But yeah. That's the quality content you got from me back in 9 months ago. 9 months ago this was made. So from 9 months ago this was all not decorated, not green, not nice, nothing, no such thing. Now we have the whole line decorated quite nicely. Of course that train is coming in right now. I want it to be day, please. And we are no longer running the green train with the coaches. We're actually running Thomas now, which we designed at a later state, by the way. We designed way later, so don't pin me down on exactly when I did that. See, we can finally sleep, which is good. I'll just do a little replay recording of some things. Can I? Oh. Okay, I am actually sitting, but I'm not sitting. What? What is going on? What in the right mind is going on here? Ah! Let me... Okay, I need to quickly disconnect and reconnect. Sorry, need to do that. Also, look at this. I made a new icon for the server and things. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, yeah. I have some weird desync issue or something. I hope I'm on time, please. please load the game. Yes. No, it's just this train. This train is like messed up. Thank you, El Simos, for the following. For the follow. This train is messed up. Let me get into the cab of Thomas. Oh, there's no chair. Goodbye. Oh. Okay, now it works. Okay, for some reason. Let me re-record that. Thank you very much, El Simos. Also, how are you doing today? How are you doing today? So, yeah, the branch line. The branch line was built 9 months ago. And, of course, it's like the mainline section first. This was still two rail lines. This wasn't built. This wasn't there. This intersection wasn't, like, all nice and fixed up. Also, we have a red signal, so we need to wait for that. Wait for that train to pass. And now that's passed, and we can go. The only thing I always hate about the steam and rail signals is that they don't first turn green and then let the engine go. Or with like the normal signals. Like, that's something that I don't like. Sort of as soon as the other train is out of the section, this can occupy it and it says red. So, last few episodes we of course fixed this up a little bit, made it a lot nicer. And off stream I've been doing some work. And on stream too, on these bridges and these little rail line sections over here to decorate them a little bit more. Doing pretty good. Went for a walk to enjoy the weather. I see. So it's nice and sunny weather. Well, same here. So can I guess that you live in the Netherlands or do you live somewhere else? So yeah, this is the branch line. A small line. Because I wanted, again, to do something else. So I wanted to do some track laying and things like that. And I built a little station. It isn't finished. You already figured out I live in the Netherlands. Well, it's not that hard to figure out when you can hear my voice, I think. But yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is the branch line station. Need to do more work on that. But I will do more work on that as soon as the time comes. Actually, I will stay in the coaches. Because we're also working on a sawmill design. Which will be... Ooh, I need to check out how I'm going to face that. Probably that way, but... Well, maybe we need to place it there, actually. And then have the rail line come through there. Ooh, that's a good one. We'll have to see. Because I have like the facing of the slide and the tracks the same way. You wanted to do some track laying, but then as you... And it was 1 track, 2 track, 3 track, station, sawmill, bridge, house, old and McDonald had a farm. Yes, exactly, city. So I wanted to do some real line building, and then it was like working on this station, making a sort of a replay recording of this. I still have the video of this. It just never got uploaded. I wanted to make this station into a time lapse. So this is not built by a Canon, but actually all built by hand. Yes. So very cool. I also like the detail on the canopy of the station, like with that. Sort of the birch hanging underneath that. I think that's real classic English. So yeah, the branch line. Small line. I have some plans over here, sawmill, and I also have a plan for a big castle on the rock. That's why I chose this spot. I like the spot, and we're gonna build a castle probably right above that station. Thank you so much, Elsimos. Oh yeah, you watched the live stream recaps. Yeah, sorry. I need to do 2 more live stream recaps because we're already on 150 and the recaps go to 130. But yeah, my voice has lately been a little bit smashed and a little coughing and things like that, so I couldn't really record anything. I do have most of the videos ready though, so I'll look into that soon. Farm also built quite well after the branch line maybe. And here's of course the section that we were working on last week's. So yeah, nice details, nice bridges. Just feels really finished up here, you know. Dave, you're gonna build a new Schwanstein there? No. Already built a new Schwanstein in my survival worlds before, so not doing that again. Feels like there are so many people in the Netherlands with sore throats. Yes, there are. illness is spreading. I think it might be coronavirus again. Just not really. Like, I was sick for 1 weekend. Then the 4 days after that, I was still kind of cold and things like that. But I didn't have anything with my throat. And after that, my throat was just smashed to bits and done and over, you know. So that's just how it went. What would be a fun thing, by the way, is I just recorded this to remake those exact shots, or close to it, from the branch line video, and just make the exact same video all over again. But then with the updated version. Oh, also, Jesus Christ, I totally forgot to say that. Have you guys seen at how many subscribers we are right now? It's pretty insane. Right now, we are at probably 3,960 subs. Or still 50, maybe. Yes. Yes. I've never expected that, to be honest. Like, with Create Mod, of course, it's still limited. Like, I don't do many games, so I guess it's a limited audience. But, of course, thank you all much for... thank you all so much for being here. Are your friends also playing as much as you in the world? No, no. They're definitely not. Well, Cozy Toes has joined recently. But me, with my job and with my life, like, everything is near me. So I don't have to travel far away for everything. So I save a lot of time by that. That way I can do more in this world and do more stuff in MC. But no, Yorick has played for a long while. His base is here. It's a huge base. And some others too. But none have lasted the span of time as long as I did right now. Let me jump back into the screenshots, because there are probably more. There are probably more. Like this one. No, like these ones. So, also it's raining in game, sorry for that. So you see these images, right? This was where I started the Dockyard Factory design. Wait, I'll go to Netherlands Wednesday. Nice, nice, nice. Where are you going, city? Most of the time when I try to make a server, my projects are on way bigger scale than others. Yeah, same here. These were the starts of the Dockyard Factories, and I sort of figured out the layout, how big it can be. Lelystad, Jesus. Oh, what are you gonna do there? And then we had the Dockyard Factories. Also made a time-lapse out of that. They are still there, and they're very useful for me nowadays, because there are many machinery things in there, which I need. So yeah, here we sort of get a better look at the area, and like sort of more finished look almost. Let me quickly roll into that factory, because it's right on the opposite side of the platform. It's always Lely and Almere. I see. Ah, I see. So, inside the first building, this was sort of going to be the station's master's house. It has the style of that. I was figuring out a way to get a material list through a computer from a... how do you call that? A file. No, a clipboard. A clipboard. Yes, so a clipboard. And to read that and to output it in a chest. Oh, it's a texture pack. It's the Create texture pack, I think. Wait. Resource pack. Create computers, it's called. They look way better. Yes, the material list thing. Yeah, that script sort of worked. But it didn't output as many stacks. And at the same time, after that, I found out that you can just use the drawers with a cannon instantly. So why would you measure out each item, like, exactly? If you can just stack thousands of items into one contraption and move it in your inventory. Way better. I moved these back from that contraption, so I can show you the factories inside of here. So, I built this building and I didn't know what to place in there. And then I decided, you know, I need a good track factory because I was just breaking that and placing it. This big machine here is made for tracks. So I input slabs in the back here. And it makes all kinds of tracks. So phantom tracks, normal tracks, small tracks, whatever tracks. Whatever kinds of slabs I throw in, of course it makes that. And locometal. So the locometal gets made on this belt. And on this machine it gets colored. So I input the die in here. And the mechanical arm moves it into the center to make locometal. And this is the copycat saw machine, which I need to expand. Which I don't have room for, but sure. This giant machine, what it does is make all kinds of copycats for me. So this is basically the drive behind all my detail builds. Because most of the times I need thousands and thousands of copycats. It's not full right now, it's out of sync, but I can show you one thing, which is in the main base. Because the sink farm moves the sink to the main base. And the main base, what it does with that is down here we have a storage system. So one of the reasons why my why my main area also lags is because I have some nice machinery for the crushers and things with belts under here, so I can see what's being watered and ground up, and then belts to more systems and things like that. I should have removed all those belts earlier, but oh well. So everything is stored in here. And I can just take some blocks of zinc, which I basically have infinite of, and move them over to my main area. Or move them over here. I just threw some on the ground, I think, but oh well. As soon as I feed this system, all it does is it basically makes more for me. And it will hold up to some stacks will be bigger, some will be smaller. Really depends on the need of it. So this is like 16,000 can be stored in there. For the station building I needed like 15,000 or so. So yeah, sometimes that's just really necessary. Wait, Coach said something again. I'm just gone too much to play often. Ah, I see. So yeah, back at the screenshots. More shape in the yard, new engines, things like that. Here, yes, here we have something interesting. The start of the design of the roundhouse. So, let me quickly jump over there again. Oh, I moved something else, sorry. Oh, sorry, again. There we go. So, behind the turntable, a very nice city, very nice. Behind the turntable, I first had no roundhouse, and I needed a building there because it was just all open world and it didn't look as nice. So what I decided to add was a roundhouse, and the design started something like this. So first, like making a general shape. And figuring out how to build those tracks. So those tracks are made by building them straight and then putting them on a bearing. And then, like, I sort of had the sides slightly outwards. Because each berth, of course, is like not straight, but slightly angled outwards. So that they make a giant circle and not straight sections next to each other. The roof is thousands of copycats. Never do that, please. It's just way too much work. And then, yeah, some nice shed pics. The Viking boat from Kenny. I think, yeah, I recorded the time-lapse of this, and you can see him building the Viking boat in the background to troll me. Yeah, and here's just some nice screenshots. Let me just scroll through them until we get to the sort of important parts again. Yeah, after that, I know what happened after that. Railroad barriers, but you can see it. I cleared the ground for a station. First I was still focused on that. Then I decided to design a little different station building with that still the same dome. So this was the first design of that building. I have never used this. I guess I can share this. Fine, I don't care. It's a pretty specific building. Nobody will ever know that I designed it, but it's really cool. So yes, if I ever share it, please do give credit. And then after that I started on the Tower of St. Pancras and started the design of the station, which I got this far and then I sort of stopped with it for a while. I did some computer craft. Oh, the computer craft integration for the crane, which I showed before, was done half a year ago. Figuring out how everything worked. Some coordinate thingies. More station building progress. How to line them up with the arches. Things like that. Oh yeah, look at this. I was like, can I do that? Yes or no? Look at the end product. Oh, I keep clicking the wrong thing. You're gonna hate me for it. I know. But in the end I decided to stick with my original plan. Can you see that? You can see it better like this. It's not centered. The windows were not centered. And so is the building not centered on the track. The main track is centered, for sure. For sure. The other side, centered, for sure. But just this one? Nah. Not centered. It's because I designed these windows in a different pattern, basically. There's not a full block in here. Like, if I had full blocks in between there, it would be centered, but I couldn't really. And I wanted to keep the same shape without changing it too much. So yeah, that's that. Beautiful, right? Sure. Leave my streams forever. Fine. Now, a good one. Thanks. Oh, also, it's covering part of my cam. Why didn't you guys tell me? Oh, this is actually the pump where we did a hole. It isn't that long ago, half a year ago. Oh yeah, then I designed the tanker cars, which we're not going to use, and the scripts for that and things. Oh, here's actually the screenshots with the schematic for the Bascule Bridge. Some eerie night shots. Oh yeah, and then the computer graphed system for the whole sorting. We'll definitely use that later on, but we have to fix it first. I'm gonna scroll by hand until I find something important. Oh, yes, wait. Yes, Blitz. I finally got it. So I will show you now what life will give you. Wait. This is what the area used to look like. This is what it is now, or what it was 6 months ago. So this whole thing in front, it's over on my Discord too, but the mountain in the back is basically where the turntable is. It's pretty insane. Oh yeah, here, the screenshots of Copycats Plus releasing their vertical stair. So before I did everything with bytes, and then they added that. So funny story about the station building is that station building, which I can show you right now. I will show you right now. Let me show you right now. The station building, which is sort of based on St. Pancras and sort of not. So basically that tower was based on St. Pancras. Then I started building in the same style. Started adding my own details and things. I saw some details on there again. And then the ending is also from there, sort of. In real life, though, it's like curved away and then added in front of it. But this half was built before vertical stairs. So if you see any vertical stairs in here, it's bytes. This half is built with vertical stairs. In total, there are 15,000, 16,000 bytes in here. Maybe more, I don't know. I don't even know anymore. Also don't stand here because a bus will hit me. I was just away in the right time. But I will show you the building, the inside of it. Do I have any more important screenshots? No, just finishing that building. Did anything significant happen in between? Actually, yeah, we did start on the farm. I'll show you the building first, take you around it, and then show you the farm. Because even though it's built in game in another order, I was already working on the design. Oh, it's just turning night. I thought it was just turning day. Wait. Oh, sorry, it's just turning day, not night. It might be because of cozy. So yeah. The station building, based on St. Pancras in some ways not really. Yeah, set up to be quite grand. I wanted that to be like the big centerpiece, and it is. It is, however, also one of the most contributing lag factors in this whole area, because of the thousands of copycats that are in here. Of course, the inside is fully decorated, except for the upper floors. There need to be more chairs and things in here, and more deco stuff, really. Like, the only hall that's really decorated is this last part. And it isn't that decorated either. This is like the ticket area, so you can get your ticket here and store your luggage. Things like that. This is a waiting hall. Another waiting hall. This is a walk by, like underneath, to stay dry. And also entry to the station. Offices are above us, and we can reach those through... Oh yeah, here at the front there's also a sort of walkway in the out and open, but also in the dry. If I can fit through. Yeah, there we go. So through here, through these doors, we enter the sort of back area and the ticket office. And then in here there's a door. Leads into the tower. And through the tower we can go to the balcony sections. And from the balcony sections we can go up even more. So we can walk past this. There are also inside of the front towers these little like sections in front where we can sit in or look out of, discuss things. There are fireplaces in here. Big open areas which all need to be decorated. Probably not happening anytime soon. And if you go up even more, well, the stair will eventually go up more. I'll now get my cheaty ways to get there. This is all empty. All empty. Yes. So yeah, that's that. As I said, or as I haven't said that before, but most buildings in this area are built with umber bricks. I started with them once, except on the main building. But the umber bricks definitely give that sort of dirty feel. So as in like a brickwork, but lots of smoke around and things and soot. So it's a little bit dirtier. And it also gives more contrast with white and stone and things like that. So it's a very nice block to build with. I think it also resembles more closely the color of bricks in real life. And the normal bricks don't really do that. So yeah, there are lots of small details on here. Small towers and things and bytes. This facade is my favorite. The tower is also really good, but this facade is just so good. I think you need a hotel to house some guests up there. Well, probably could do that. In real life there's two. Also, because I like that facade, of course the houses that I build over here, I'll show you in a bit. This is my house. This is my house. With a beautiful view from one of the bedrooms on that. Yes. Houses with a view. Also, hello Nico, how you doing today? Let me continue, because we have not been to the farm yet. The farm is, well, Built on the 7th of the 7th. So not August, but the month before that. June, July. What is it again? I always mess them up. The farm, and then the barn building design. And this is, I think, where the live stream recaps started, really. Haven't done really that much since, like, with the farm. I should probably do more. There is, however, some small things inside of it and a harvester. So let's just go there. Thank you, Cozy. Thank you, Nico. Oh, wait, before we go, sorry, quickly stopping. This train, this beautiful train, is my track building machine. This is the first train, I think, that was in this world. Oh, yeah. Well, the tractor with the retractable combine, I don't have that anymore. Or, well, that's in creative, I think. But yeah, this train helps me build my rail lines with rollers and digging up the trenches or the tunnels and things. Very useful thing. Be sure to build something like it. Be sure to build something that looks better. Because this thing looks like a mess. I built the road from the farm to the base. Never finished it though. And here's the farm. So the farm, I just wanted... the farm is built for one reason. I wanted this track. I made, of course, the branch line video, and then I was like, that track is boring. That track needs something. Well, it needed a farm in the corner. So I just started to build a farm. It probably needs a windmill too, true. It has a barn right now with chickens inside of it for my chicken sandwiches. The system is overfilled right now, so definitely need to clear that out. But, well, yeah. We'll do soon. There is a little thing on here. It looks weird. It's a harvester. There are tracks underneath this that zigzag all the way through the field, so I can harvest this. I can harvest this field really easily. It just replant them for me, things like that. Yeah, I might add more farm fields like around here. True. I could do like removing those trees and opening that up so you can actually see over the farm to the station would be quite cool, maybe. There will be a bridge in front of it though, so yeah, we'll see about that. See about that in the future. Anyway, there was a plan, yes, as Crackers was saying, to build a combine harvester for this. So my plan was get inside of that barn a tractor, drive it into like a shed. In there would be a sort of like retracted combine harvester thing that it would like stick itself onto, hook itself onto, I'd say, and then the combine harvester would be able to flip outwards. System for that works. System for that is there. The problem is, I later found out that even if I would chunk load this farm, no crops would grow. I haven't really seen his, but I don't know if his folds like outwards. Like mine would basically have the harvesters go up, and then they fold it down, and then it would like drive on the field basically. Something like that. Well, we're not going to build that anyway. Reason being, crops don't grow when you're near them. Even chunk loaders don't give up or don't allow like the right block updates to do that. So yeah, from there on, Project Farm was ruined. But Project Farm has a new life, because for the bread factory, I still needed chicken eggs, and what I can do with that factory, I was making... Oh, I was gonna make a bone meal farm. Oh, Jesus, I'm so stupid. I was gonna make a bone meal farm in there, but I actually already have a bone meal farm. I just built that a few episodes ago. Okay, so this just turned into half useless. Great. Not so smart. But oh well. Fine. I guess that one is more the moss farm / bone meal farm from leftovers. Yeah, GFL. That's a good question. I was waiting for my voice to be fixed, but probably can't get that around. I do have most replay recordings for 40 till 50. But for 31 till 40, I'm missing the first 4. And I need to dig in my archives to find those and like make them into small videos. Which I will do. One thing though I do need to add is my voice. And I need to record that. So I will try to do that Wednesday and get it out by next weekend. I'm not quite sure though if I can make that. If I will be able to. So yeah, we'll just see how that goes. If that's fine. Yeah, I do the live stream re-uploads I do after recaps. Or like I upload them at the same times. That's what I do. So yeah. Do you have 2 stacks of moss blocks I can steal? Yeah, I have multiple. I have like a few hundred actually. I think, Cozy, I think it's over at the coal mine. Which is now finally finished. Beautiful. Yeah, it's in here. There's like 1,000. And I can, if you like put that back at the moss farm and flip it on, it will generate more. So let's continue. Continue. Farm was built. Station design. Further. Station design further. Rotary coal dumper. Made a design. Oh yeah, wait, I can show this real quick. Made a design for a rotary coal dumper in between. Quite cool. We'll definitely build that in the world one day. But distant plans. From here on out, I started work on this. Which is the tracks to the shunting yard and the hump yard. Wait, hump yard plans. Let me show you around that first. So what I set up here, in sort of the back of this plot, was there used to be a base of someone else here. I think, yeah, it's still there, like all the crap. But I wanted something on this island, something railway related. My plan was get one track out of there to go in here and then have it like shunt backwards to a hump yard. Hello, Cozy. So I have a hump yard now here, where basically the trains would drive on here, the long trains, and then push back their cars. Or sorry, the trains would get on there. A computer from Computercraft would first sort out which wagon is what and what sort of content is in and things like that. Push them back to the hill. Then a computer here would say, okay, I want the last 2 cars because they are the same, or last 6 cars because they are the same, and roll them down the hill and then uncouple them there, and then let those continue into one of these. So this whole yard would be to sort out goods. After that, when they were sorted out, a little shunter would grab them and pull them up the less steep hill, up all the way through here, and then sort them out in this yard. And then it would call a big train from the shed to go off again. Hello everyone, sorry I'm late, did I miss a lot? You missed quite a bit, but mostly historical facts. Actually, yeah, you missed about, let's say, 8 months of history, 9 months probably. We're not even done yet. So that's the hump yard. In the Shepperton video, or like the creates most realistic railway video, there are some rolling cars down there. I toggled it by hand. It doesn't work yet. I do have some of the redstone components for it, but not all. Also, look at this screenshot. Wait, another one is still open. This one. That bridge, I first was going to make it into an arch. That bridge in game is steel. This is where the steel bridge came from. Hey, Cozy. This is where the steel bridge came from, and we now also use that on the railway everywhere. So, very nice, very nice, very nice. More images of like me positioning every like track and things. So basically, what I do when I build railway tracks, especially as complicated as this, I first design them in another world, get the coordinates, and rebuild them. How does the bridge look from underneath? Great question. I don't know if I eventually added detail to it. Oh yeah, I did. It's not the right detail though. Like this is bugged because the schematic cannons were bugged. But yeah, it's about right. So things like that. After that, the Thomas was designed, I think. Thomas was built in game. Look at that. Oh, I got the wrong image again. There he is. The world tour of Thomas, right? Let me quickly see what else I did in between. Oh, I built the Thomas. Oh yeah. Da 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 da. The paver machine, of course. Trevor, no, not Trevor. George the paving machine. George the paving machine is still sitting here. It still works. Basically, you need to just place down the tracks, the underground tracks, and it will roll a deep slate for you. So yeah, I think that's it was a quite nice addition. A fun but functional addition, I think. At the same time, since it only places like 3 white paths, it isn't that fast to do it with it, because you need to place tracks in between where you would normally have them to. So yeah, but a very cool addition. And yes, this is what I was looking for. The first edition of Baron. This is how a test how Copycats Plus used to mess up with certain setups. But yeah, in the background you see that old Baron. It was an old design of me from 2000. What is it? 16, 14? I don't know. A vanilla design, by the way. So yeah, just made the shaft tower at first. Decided, okay, I want to place it there. So let me just quickly go there. Of course, it's there right now, and it's beautiful. After I decided to need dripstone, somebody said, like, you know, make a dripstone farm within a dripstone cave. And it was quite a nice idea. So I decided that this cave, this rail line wasn't there yet at that time, was there used to be a small cave in here. And I decided, you know, yeah, that would be nice to have it in there. Or was the cave there? No, I think the dripstone mine came to be because of the Baron design, I think. So yeah, and then we built like a cave going towards it. So it was like, okay, I'll build a cave, and then the mineshaft will be on top, and the mineshaft will give entry to the cave. And then in here, there's the dripstone farm. How do you build a dripstone farm? Well, you just make dripstone on the ceiling with water above it, and have some drills and like detect whenever that's fully grown, and then send off the drills. That's how you build a dripstone farm. So yeah, from that on, I was like, okay, well, if I need a shaft tower, it's got to be Baron. Of course, before I did lots of theme park related stuff, so this is sort of a nudge to that. Normally I don't really recreate things, but with this I was like, I want the best recreation I can get. Which, it isn't truly recreated, but very close. Very close to it. The windows, of course, are also fake, and the alignment of the buildings isn't like perfect, but from the looks of it, it's pretty darn good. So yeah, of course we worked on that like the last 2 streams, but the first parts were already there and in game after the design start on that. Oh, here it was bridge building time, so me and Yorick working more on the rail lines again. This was just thumbnail shots, trying to get the right one. Here you can already see it in the back, which is funny. Let me just scroll forwards to whatever we can find. Oh, Oh, I can't find it. Because I will now show you. Let me first get the safety, to be sure. Let's just go inside the factory. I'll now show you the... no, not that. That. This is the list for the station. And I think the copycats were still in here. In total, in that station building, there are 14,330 bytes. In Baron, there are 12,000 bytes. This is why I needed like the copycat machinery. And here we started building the main building, of course. So this was made into a replay recording and made into the start of the 1 year anniversary stream, I think. Right? Yeah. No, into episode 100. Yeah, episode 100. Yeah, yeah. Episode 100. And then the station was done. So this is basically most of the area, how it looks like nowadays. I missed the water tower in between, by the way. I definitely missed it. This is still such a good screenshot, honestly. Well, the front is a bit bare, so it needed some grass. But just the angle and the sort of composition of the buildings, just great. I think a few episodes before we did this building and these things, some things happened in between. I will quickly show you or take you through them. Also, up here is my controller hut. This is the first computer craft script I've made on the server. It's basically a toggle thing. Also, hello cat. We just scratch the cat. There we go. A toggle thing, and that's it. If you want cozy, you can borrow my my setup, my machine. I don't know if is it normal half layers? Because then I might need to increase the capacity of that if you need so many. But yeah, this building was built in between. I wanted to connect that up to the main base. There used to be a big sorting system here, where the huge, humongous world eater would also be next to it. But I moved that over there, and it's connected underground through this to move items into here. So yeah, and the limestone farm. So I needed limestone for the big station building. And the water tower. So let me quickly go over there. Go to the water tower. The water tower? Water tower? Is this one. Designed or based on water tower from Berlin, actually. I still quite like the design. We had on Discord sort of a vote where I should place it. If it should be here or next to the roundhouse or somewhere around here. I remember that quite well. But eventually it got placed here. It's still a little bit like weirdly placed and too much on its own. But it works, it works. If you don't look too detailed on it, it definitely does work. So yeah, after that... Oh, I was at Jorik's area already, but... Here I'm now finding the screenshots of the design of the flyover. So I designed a big wall, made some decorations. These are not the eventual ones. Made like the first ramp bit and then decided, okay, open arch is better. Tested with engines below and up, so check if the clearance is right. Things like that. I still have replay recordings of this and all the screenshots, so I might still make it into a video one day. It's like built already for 3 months or so. 4 months. 4 months. Thank you. Yeah.
Rico was 6,785 wants Dave to fix his posture.
Yes, thanks. A good reminder. I still need like an emoji for that. So, signaling at Jorik's was a lot of fun. Random bush. This is the real line expansion. So, let me hop on the train. Let me hop on the train. Real quick. If that's here by any chance. I would be a lucky man. I'm not a lucky man today. But maybe it will come driving in right now. Oh my god, is it? No, that's the good train, isn't it? Yeah, that's a good train. Shit. Wait, does that show on screen? No, it doesn't show on screen. Why does that emoji not work? Am I gonna make a video about signals? Well, I was thinking, since we are getting more subs, I should probably do that. The problem is, making a video about it is hard, because I want to show you... Okay, wait, look. Look. In that video, I also want to show these lines, so that they split off from each other when you have like a signal. The issue with that is... I can't really do that. Since the replay mod recording doesn't like record these lines. Since the replay viewer is not holding a signal. Yes. Which is sad. So I have to find a way around that, I guess. Recording from a top shot in some things and then explaining how like signaling works and things like that. And just drawing over that in Illustrator and making the lines like pop up. Might work. FreeCam. Yes, but if I'm recording like this in FreeCam, I cannot like build or do anything. So not an option. Second account might be an option, but probably really laggy. So probably not an option. Build somebody else for me with my skin. Sure, it could be an option too. Let's see if that train is coming in. If any train is coming in. I see a really long train coming in from the Eastern Line, which might be the train I'm looking for. It's currently being red signaled, I think. No, it's not. Coming in on line 1. So that line. Let's see. It's past the first signal, occupying the second section, and it should be here right now. That is the train that I'm looking for, because this train will carry me around the world. So funny thing is, this train, the BR41 or the engine, was designed with the MAT coaches in mind. So these coaches are from the Dutch railways. They are, or I think, well, they're used all over the world, I think, if I'm honest. But in the Dutch railways, they are commonly known as MAT 60. Actually, wait, these steps are off. See? I never noticed that before, but all of the steps are off. Oh, Christ. Okay, that's bad. Yes, beautiful green wagons. They used to be pulled by electrical engines, which looked somewhat like the coach itself, but then had like controls in front of it. But over on the Heritage Railway where I was at, these coaches were pulled by this train, and it looked epic. Looked so good. So decided to design those. How do you mean which Heritage Railway? The VSM. So the Veluwe Stoommaatschappij. So we have a BR41 in here. I think it should get ready for service for us. Alright. Am I missing something? Why are you not triggering? Oh yes, there you go. So it wasn't in there yet. Funny thing, I was actually on the footplate of the BR41 in real life. Like, not while running, but they I showed in a side and things like that. And you know, when you're like in there, and like you see others making like asking a driver to make like a picture of you. There are two things that go through your head. Should I also do this? Will I look like a total idiot if I do this? Those are two opposite things which do not match. So I did eventually decide to not ask and just listen and check out and see. And not actually start like posing for my image. Look what I can do. No. No. But it was a very cool experience nonetheless. the Technic Museums. Sinsheim in Speyer. Where's that? In Germany. So let's follow this train right now. Past some of our builds. So this train goes up that really far line. The routing for this one, I think, is... I think this is like the... probably one of the trains that go... I think past Yorick's base. It ignores it. Goes up here. Goes down into Yorick's base. Goes up and then goes this way through. I'm not quite sure anymore. It has like a big range. Lifted a few centimeters above the rails. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. Ah, very nice. It would be cool. Would be cool. Maybe one day. Like, since I don't really have a car, I do have a driver's license. I've just barely ever driven a car. Since I don't have a car, it's not that easy to go to things like that. I have a U-boat. A what? Oh, like a submarine, right? No? So this train takes us past York Station, so that's why I've also set up the rail lines like this. I also wanted trains to go past that station and not towards it. My GF does not have a car, no. Since we live like in a town where everything is near and our work is here and shops are nearby and you can order like things nowadays, I don't really need them. I don't really need a car. Like, if we get a child, then yes, probably very necessary. If we ever want to go on a far vacation or like a car vacation, she is trying to convince me. She hasn't succeeded so far. It's lucky that she doesn't hear me right now. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that. Sorry. Will I build a lock for boats? Yes. Oh wait, I still need to work on that design. I was gonna build like the big rotating lock bridge thingy, which is in Switzerland or Germany. I don't know. What? Why have we stopped? Red signaled from what? Red signaled for what? What are we red signaled for? Oh. Oh. There's a crossover here. Which isn't signaled right. So these trains are waiting for nothing. Yeah, everything is within walking and biking distance. Like, going by train. We live close near Amsterdam and near Utrecht and all big cities and things like that. So, yeah, it's all really doable for us to go somewhere. Basically, going to Antwerp and cities in Belgium in 2 weeks. Brugge, actually. And we're just going there by train because it's like a 3-hour drive. No, I don't know how much. Yeah, something like that. Yes, it's small. It's small, but at the same time there's a lot. So this whole rail line section, by the way, that we're just riding on right now, that's the rail line section that we built on the after, well, when did we build that? After the flyover, so cool. I made some screenshots of it, right? Yeah. Oh wait, here it is. The 16th of the 10th. So that's September, right? Yes. 16th September. Very cool. Very cool, Nico. So this rail line just goes into the back of Ops base. And then, well, yeah, there you have it. From there, we'll actually fly on because we have to do some more things. We have to show you a few more things. I hope it stops at Ops base, but I don't think so. Actually, we'll remain seated for now. So yeah, these are the coaches that are designed. And first I built the J2 engine, or well, a shortened version of the J2 to fit within my system, within my already running system. Signaling entries for York's base. The giant rail line with this engine. Station, screenshots. And here is where I need to go back to my own base. I think it just stopped, right? Yeah, it stopped. It stopped. Good. Okay, could close both doors. But oh well. Let's actually go back to main base with the teleporters. So in here we have lift, farm storage. We need to go a little bit faster because I do want to do some other things today. We barely have the time. Okay, we are crashing. Almost. So this big factory complex over here, right? Is this big boy. I designed together with the rail lines in mind. So I wanted a new signaling gantry and I wanted another inline. Because we have two trains stopping at the same track, on this track. And they are blocking each other from coming in. I don't want them blocking other trains. So I rode a steam train with a German BR 9510 to this place. The only one which still drives. Very cool. Very cool, Nico. What I was going to show you is the start of the... Yes, here it is. Here it is. So this is the start of the design of that. So I basically, as some of you might know, I have a copy of this world, and it's my creative world where I design things, or like check if things fit. So in here you see the extra rail line added, and factory complex. It's built based on the factory complex in my town and area, so you can like I've said that before. So you can find out where I live. Good luck with that. Big chimney again. Yeah, big chimney. Unloading dock. Well, everything designed and then started building that on the server. Got some nice screenshots. And in there I built some farms. I got the bus designed because after that we were moving into the live stream or the 1 year anniversary stream, which I wanted to set up some things for. But first let's visit that that area. And then we can take a bus ride. So this is the factory area, eventually. A big depot sort of building. In real life it used to be a medicine facility at first, and then a depot, and then I think the storage of like the city council and things for outside work. We have a beautiful steam engine there, which we can shut down if we like remove the fires, and then reboot in here. There's a flywheel and the steam engine. It powers all of the belts and all the machinery that are inside of this hole. I'll definitely add more things. This makes sandwiches for me, egg sandwiches. Very nice. And then moves them through this system again over to this building. There's all kinds of things like that for me. This track is of course for goods, but right now storage for all trains. Yes. When this was done, I designed the buses and got them to work. So let me check if one is at the station right now, because then I need to fly there. Oh yeah. They're on the return. One is on the return journey. Probably the other one will be in 20 seconds. Oh, the other one is already. Okay. Well, we'll just stand above the bus. So the buses go from station to past the little building here over at the dockyard. It's like a storage building, that's all. Over the bridge. And then with the road to Lower Shepperton. Also, before we go there, I will fly there. This is a little storage building that I added. I had like a spare track on here, which I wanted to keep as storage for the depot. I wanted some goods to be able to enter. And at the same time, I wanted a little building for a small goods sort of shed thing, where they would lift over the goods from a truck, which could drive up here to a train. And that's how that came to be. Inside there's a monorail track used for the big sort of crane to lift things from one another. There's some beer barrels and things stored in here. Very small, cool details. So this is the road. If we follow it, it goes past the buildings. And here in the back, it isn't even finished yet. And then we get into the bigger project again. Or the more detailed, the more copycat heavy one, I'd say. Which is the bridge. So I decided to add a little road bridge to Lower Shepperton. So the road was on one side. And I wanted to get that over. So the road had to go to the other side because I wanted buildings and things here on this plot. I didn't want to make like a rail crossing through here and another one there, or like follow this and then go over that part. This one will probably never be really used, except for maybe one car every once in a while. But this is just like the main road to the city. So this had to be a bridge. And it also adds some height, some variance, something different, something cool and nice to look at. Another tunnel, another... Well, it adds loads of like atmosphere to the world, small things like this. So that's why I also did it. Terraforming needs to be finished, but... Well, that's something for the future. Reason why I expanded this way is episode 100 was coming up. Holy Jesus Christ, I launched myself there. Episode 100 was... No. 1 year anniversary was coming up. And the spawn point was here. So I decided to quickly stamp together some houses next to the rail line. I wanted this from the start as like decoration, just like the farm. But eventually I was like, oh wait, this is spawn point. So I have to do that before the world tour with guests. Which was at livestream 100. So yeah, loads of you guys were there, of course. But first it was building a bridge. Basically this was the designing phase. And I used that car to check the clearance, if the wheels were on it, yes or no. Yeah, I wanted to do something like that today to Shawnee, but I couldn't really get it done in time, so... Like, I should have asked earlier then. So the diagonal houses were first built. How long ago was that? You mean the world tour with like others? That was done about I think Christmas. No, a few like a week before Christmas or 2 weeks before Christmas. So like 2 months ago or something. Yeah, 2 months ish. These houses, very nice houses. First stone, I think that reads first stone, right? Yes, in remembrance of the first social housing complex, the first stone, built at 7/12/2024 at 21:18. So yeah, my plan was and still is with these houses to give everybody their own home, or like basically the patrons anyway, and let them design their own backyards. Then at the same time, I now also have the housing over in Shepperton, where I can let people design their own interiors of their home. So I'll really have to check how I'll set that up. We'll see, because at the same time, I don't want people to just throw random crap and things in there. So it will have to look nice, or like be a base setup or something. While with the other houses, the interior can be quite shitty, because you don't see that from the outside as good. Yes. it feels so long ago, but since then we added these buildings, I think. Let me just go through. Yeah, this is when the world tour happens, I think. Yes, this is the world tour day. So some people, some screenshots. Baron was already there, and then afterwards we exploded the server, which was very nice of them to explode my beautiful builds. Of course, I have backups. Yeah, right after that we just started designing well, actually, these builds. So the lower Shepperton shopping street. The lower Shepperton shopping street. The classic French bakery kind of building. And with that together, the rest of the sort of English road, which slowly slopes down, so it was kind of a hassle to build. But yeah, I think it looks really cool. And the signal box hanging off the side of the bought up like house. Basically the house is built or is built by someone else, but is bought up by the railway, and the railway decides to slap a signal box on the side of it, hanging from it, to power this junction. It's just a great piece of lore and things like that all over the world, you know. It crashed a few times. The server? No, I don't think so. It crashed once, yeah. Yeah, I think the server crashed once because like the explosions and shit. True. But yeah, this intersection just feels so nice and neat. Like just with that building. Of course, we're gonna expand some buildings back here. Which will be a little farther back, so from there. So that's Slope Street. Was it done with Copycats Plus? Yes. To do so with vanilla create copycat blocks. You mean without Copycats Plus? No. No. Because these are not steps. These are like the layers. And you don't have normal layers in there. You also need half layers. Because my curves are aligned at half the width. And like all of the buildings use slices, layers, bytes, multi-state stuff. No. There's no way you can build this without that. So here's some fun things I can show you real quick. This is actually a setup that I made for a signaling minigame. I never finished that. Yeah, here are the more houses, signaling minigame again. Made some code for it with interlocking. Copycats Plus really makes a difference. Yes, you can build like detailed builds with it. Of course, Christmas time, Christmas video, and more Baron stuff and things like that. Here we go, because here I designed a little donut bush and the BR86, or the Donnerbuchse, I think. I have no clue how it's actually called. Yeah, I sort of was trying to upgrade the 86 or the 41 here, but nah. Lots of designs for the 86, and then the 86 was done, and it was onto a train, and then onto building the mountain railway. So let's quickly go there. Let's go to the mountain railway. This was in the end of the year and the start of January, I think. More trains, more trains, more trains. Actually, wait, let's go here quickly. So this is the BR86. Just arrived. I think it's a beautiful little engine. It doesn't need extended bogies, is what I feel like for this one. Some of my engines do use extended bogies nowadays. It's mainly the medium ones. But yeah, the other ones don't. Which is quite cool. Let's teleport to the mountain railway. So, because I built with more track height and things like that in mind, I wanted to do more with that. I wanted to explore more sort of what you can do with the height of the rails and the tracks. And I also had this sort of idea in my head, because I don't know where I saw it, but I saw some railway again with like bridges over valleys and things like that. So I decided to start work on the mountain railway. So here's one engine. The mountain railway comes from the eastern main line into a single line, goes through here to this station. This is at the foot of the mountain range. This is where the train would actually, or the engine would go around the cars, hook onto the back, and then travel or like drag it up the mountain. So I can quickly show you what up the mountain looks like. Also, we did some decorating over here, but nothing's finished really. Just a little start to it. And then it goes into a gentle curve all the way up. Zigzags through the meadowed landscape. And then, for example, over here we are already quite high up. So just imagine viaducts over here. All kinds of cinematic shots, really. That was sort of the goal of this railway, not to make anything functional, but more show like the beauty of what it can be. And this viaduct even higher, of course, even like bigger and better. And then after that, go into a tunnel. Go into here, and here there will be a sort of mountain village. A mountain village, and there will be a turntable at the end. So there will be a turntable probably around this area somewhere, where the engines go on and turn around. We can do that because somebody in here told me a very good thing, which I totally forgot, and that's that the range for redstone links is only limited. So if I would toggle a redstone link over here, it would not toggle anything over in my main rail yard. So that means I can build multiple turntables without like interlocking them and things. No supports for the viaduct. No, I still have to build the viaduct. The viaduct isn't there. Like it's just floating rails right now. There are some parts that are finished, like this. This is what I call finished. So basically I want this whole rail line. This is the start of it, sort of. Well, it starts back there. But this was like the first part, the mountain part that I had to do. So a little tunnel section that goes into a retaining wall kind of thing. And then over a little bridge, a little cracked up bridge into another tunnel over there. So yeah, that's sort of the vibe I want to go for the whole railway. This does take a lot of work. This is like probably 3 days of designing and 2 live streams. Only that small part. So yeah, let me just launch up and fly to York's base. I think that's closest. So here we are with the main line again. So that's the mountain railway for you. Let me quickly scroll through those images. And I think, yeah, just after... Yep. I know where it ends. Just after doing that... Actually, wait, we're already on our way back home. Let's keep on flying. I need to recharge the elytra to be sure. Notes base. Oh, of course. I'm lagging into a chunk and I get decelerated. Very nice. De-accelerated? Decelerated? How do you even call that? Yeah. This is when we have to change the mod pack. So I need to quickly switch over to another folder. Which I can. But this is like everything up to like the beginning of this year. So there's not many things after that. But there are definitely some things. But they're all like around here. Let me open my other folder. Because I shifted from using that folder to a different one. And get some screenshots from there. New engines. New medium. I already showed them in game. So I'm not going to do it again. The red one and the green one. Using extended bogies. And I think it's better. Then I started work on the new turntable design. when somebody like slapped me down. Yeah, and more retaining wall stuff. And after the retaining wall stuff... Wait, I think, yeah, here it is. Like these screenshots. I found out what I had to do. Basically, let me go over here real quick. This part here, right? I needed to extend these rail lines, and I asked Kenny if he was fine with it. And he said yes, and so I started building more retaining walls, as sort of a trench as in Liverpool Lime Street. Then I came across one issue though, because this is raised, this is all low. Am I going to only raise this part? That's kind of weird. From there on, the development plan got started up. And the development plan is this. It's a big plan. It's basically building Shepperton into a city. With a big bridge and things like that. I can show them in another world, but I'm not going to do that right now. Because this is the world tour and not the show us every world that you have. I'm just showing the plan. Yeah. Wait. Okay. So the plan, I will explain to you in a little bit. Or I will explain to you right now. You can see some of the shapes in here. I basically made a plan where I said, like, okay, this is going to be raised. This road is going to be raised around the corner, and then it bends 45-degree angles back there. Yes? Meanwhile, there's a slope with a road bridge coming down here, or like a road slope coming down there to his factory, and there'll be a factory building in the corner. There will be some housing along this street to make like the raised level next to the station, which I had in mind at first, to make that feel really nice and cool. At the same time, there will be a little bit removed from the retaining wall because it used to go up to there. And the removed part is for something different because I want a big street coming out of here. So this is going all the way diagonal. A big street going up and up and up. And then from here we have a bridge. A big metal bridge going over this way and ending in here. This is Kenny Ox's area, if he ever wants to build in here. Otherwise I'll probably conquer it eventually and say goodbye to you, goodbye to your plans. No, as long as he wants to do there something, I will have it empty. Yeah, that's the plan for this area. It's quite a big plan. We started building, of course, some parts to that, so his factory is still in there, and this is the design also. So the house is up top, and over here you see like the plan for the big building and the street. And then we built this in game. Or we finished the design, I think that was. Some nice screenshots. Yeah, here we started building it in game. We checked, like, do we want houses in front of Baron or do we want to keep the view? I think keeping the view is still the best. And then here it's just the turntable video. Let's just go in game. So yeah, after that we started building these houses. And a little footbridge or like a little footpath up here. Yeah, these houses are really nice. I like them a lot. They have quite good interiors, if you ask me. So just door, living space, kitchen, upstairs rooms too, and then one more layer, more rooms, and then the attic. And with that we sort of finished, or like sort of started the finishing of this street, I'd say. On the corner we have a little shop, which has nothing, and apartments above, which can be reached through the back. We have some gardens at the back, and this will be a little green zone to split off the factory from the houses. So yeah, that's sort of what it is right now. This is going to be expanded, of course, and the big street there. I sort of want the style of houses as I had in Lower Shepperton for those houses. So they're going to be very detailed. They're all going to be diagonal. It's going to be very hard, and we're going to struggle forever. But that's part of the plan. That's part of life. It's part of wanting to do things like this, right? Like you don't actually want to do it, but at the same time you do. So after that, we upgraded the turntable to the turntable version 5. So basically under here are the... I keep forgetting their names. Help me out here. Some of you have seen them, right? The linear chassis, yes. Nobody said it to me, but I all of a sudden knew it again. Linear chassis are underneath here, which also work, so you don't need stickers. So it looks way better. Only problem I have is these tracks are now too low. Like these tracks make sense, these are too low. So I might have to replace these. I'll rotate them, fix up the blocks, and then fix them again, and things like that. A lot of work. We'll definitely see about that in the future. And then I think with my elytra I can make it to the last spot, and then I'll call it a day. Because in the last few episodes we did focus on one thing. Actually, well, almost. There were 2 things done. Can I not have lag and not be stuck? Thanks. So, in the episodes after that, we've fixed up some rail work over here. So we made this switch a little bigger. Did some bridges, some nice designs for here. Added the road, a dirt road to the farm. We still need to make the railroad crossing. We still need to add some more greenery maybe around here. But yeah, the road is added, some details, nice fencing, all kinds of small things. I started expanding that way a bit. And then last stream. No, two streams before that, or 1 stream before that, I asked you to sort of decide with me, because I have many things to be done, you know? Many things aren't done right now. And I asked like, okay, you know, if I should do one thing this stream, what should I do? Should I finish this, that, or that? And people voted on Baron. So there only used to be this part, the front part. And now we finished like the last buildings at the back. Things like that in a stream yesterday. Also this door, I really like that door. We do need to change some setups and things, but we then soon are ready to connect that road up to here and allow us to get wood through the goods interchange from a wood train, from a sawmill. So we need to build a sawmill and we need to do things, but yeah, this building at least is done. The building. The surroundings, definitely not. And it will take a lot of time. There's so much space in here that I'm sort of debating, should I move my whole base into this building? But yeah, I just love this building. I love building all these buildings. I love building this world. I love making these things, you know? So, yeah, that's all basically thanks to you guys. Because without you guys, I would have nobody to talk to. I would have nobody to interact with, to show my things to. It would get boring very fast. Definitely. Actually, let me hop over to Cozy, because I don't want to skip him. Cozy, do you have like... is there a quick way to get to Cozy? But yeah. Essentially, it's all because of you guys that I can sort of keep on going with this world. The Nether. Yeah, true. Is there a proper pathway from you? I think there is, right? Let me just quickly recharge my elytra. And I want to thank you all so much for that. Of course, almost 4,000 subscribers now on YouTube, which is amazing. A huge number. Huge. At least for me. For probably other YouTubers that have like in the millions, it means nothing, but for me it does. Where do I go, Cozy, if I want to go to you? Is there a logical pathway? I know you have a portal. Through the oh yeah, wait. Sorry, I dug that thing myself, yeah. It's like at the end, and then it's... Yeah, it's through here. Yep. Which one was it again? That one? Oh, what the f... What the... Okay. Oh, you're... I thought it was like all the pigmen, but no, it's just the piglin. Yes. Hello. Hello, sir. Wait. Hello. Does my voice mod thing work? No. You can hear me? No? Weird. Hello? 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 No. Okay, it doesn't work. Well, Cozy is being busy over here. Apparently he's already dug up like most of the terrain. Wait, was that the big... No, the big mountain is there. Oh, you're digging up the other way. Yeah, I see. So he's built his first factory here. Nice little building. With a fucking... Oh wait, you did symmetricalize the window above the... No, that was already there. It still bothers me how this window is not in the middle. But everybody makes his choices, right? And Cozy has big plans for the whole area, so... Oh, you have some nice insights to this too. Why do you have a double bed? Who are you sleeping with here? Huh? Huh? Oh, look at these rookie numbers. 260 zinc. 22 diamond. Phew. Phew. A lot of industrial iron, actually. You should really set up like an iron farm or something. Oh wait, you have some machinery. I see some stuff. Oh, it's just making advanced things, machines. So how do you call that? I don't know. I forgot the name. Anyway, let me go back because I need to go soon. Ish. Actually need to do other things today too. He's working on this area and he's like probably gonna build a lot soon, so we'll check that out during the normal live streams. But yeah, I think in those 3.5 hours, I think I've shown you most of the world and most of it where it came from. Yeah, if you have something done for Wednesday, then I can see it. So yeah, that's and like when it was built and like all kinds of things like that. Where will the future take us? I don't know. Definitely in this world still, probably. Because there are loads of things to do. Like finishing the insides of this. And like the outside and making everything look nice. Lots of work. Finishing this whole plan. Lots of work. Actually, I now notice that this chimney is flying. Kenny, what the fuck? Like, his whole building is just a big gap, sure. But that chimney is flying. That's not how physics work, mate. But sure, it's your choice. Yeah, big expansions, big bridges. Big, yeah, we need to build like the harbor. I still want to build like a giant passenger ship, Titanic-ish thing, but then on a way lower scale probably, because otherwise you cannot build it and make it work. There are so many things to do. There are so many things to make and see. And that's not for today. That will be for next streams. Because today was a fun stream, but it was the world tour, so... at first I was thinking, like, maybe I can do something in this stream too. No. By now there's so much to see that I'm filling up 3.5 hours with just me ranting on about what I've done. And not what I will do. But yeah, as always, it was nice to go through this world. Sure thing, Cozy, sure thing. Yeah, it was nice to go through this world and to see everything for myself once again. Like all the unfinished shit that I still need to do, which is quite bad. But yeah, I need to do all of that. again, as always, I'd like to thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this little world tour. I hope you will enjoy it on YouTube, because yeah, loads of people always ask me, like, can you do a world tour? Yes, here is a new world tour after 50 episodes. Send you the list in Patreon. Sure, but also try to send me that on Discord, like what kind of things you want. I can't upload them right now, but I will try to do that in the evening. Also do it on the Patreon. Yeah, that might be a smart move. Then I can see the notification on there. As always, I'd like to thank you so much for watching, and be sure to check out my YouTube, check out the Patreon, check out like everything in case you want anything. Because most of my builds and uploads are on YouTube or Patreon or Discord or anything. So be sure to join and follow along. And of course, as always, again, thank you for watching. So I'll see you later. This is ImagineerDave signing off, and goodbye. I'll see you Wednesday, probably. Bye-bye.